and they really the archangels, with the help of Juliana and Dean, they really started helping me, and they healed me. I was really wounded, and I am still recuperating from those wounds. But the thing is, they worked on me, they work on my family, my mom and my daughter, the apartment where I live, and like definitely what I felt is that Dean and Juliana and the angels, they really cared for me, and they really helped me. I got my happiness back, and I want really, now I have all the desire and all the energy to start my life again. And even my daughter, that I didn't know why she stopped talking to me. Now she's talking to me again, and actually Juliana, she called me yesterday, and so really I can't thank enough, because this changed my life. I want to start smiling again. Now it's coming back for me naturally, not forcing it, and and uh, and and I feel the power, the force, the from coming within, uh, to start my life anew and to be close to my family. So I'm eternally helpful, eternally thankful. I'm sorry, my accent. Yes, eternally thankful for this. Thank you to Dean, to Juliana, to the archangels, to yes, to all of them, because they were amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that just to shed some light on Victor's situation and Karina's situation, both of them were highly spiritual issues that we had to deal with. And where Victor is concerned, he was the victim of, we had to do, and well, basically he was the victim of a haunting. And not only that, but some malicious attacks on him spiritually too that we had to correct. But he's in Buenos Aires, and we couldn't work on him physically, so we had to work on him remotely. And his healing went from one stage to another, and it was a combination of working on his points with Dean in terms of the polarity thing, the polarity concept, as well as Michael. He had all four archangels working on him at a certain point, but there was one particular point where we did we had to cross over the person that was haunting him, the energy that was haunting him. And since that time, he's been nothing but smiles. Gabriel has also assured him that once he got to a positive place with his energy, that everything will start opening for him. And true enough, almost immediately the day after we did the cleansing on him, and we did the cleansing of his house and crossing over the energy and healing him and everything, he chanced upon an opportunity to further his music, because he has a beautiful voice and he sings beautifully. And his main
can I say something? Can I say something?
Yes.
Today I received a proposal to sing remotely in a temple in America, because I won't be able to go there. Yes, today, a place where I used to sing like physically many years ago. They asked me to do it in the Jewish holidays, in the Jewish high holidays in September. They asked me to sing. They are going to pay me, of course, for that. So yeah, like that. I really, yeah, it was like half hour before this started, I received the message in the phone that they want me to sing for them.
There are people all sending you congratulations messages on the chat right now because they're all happy for you. So Victor, basically,
Yes, I can see that. Thank you.
and I think the biggest miracle was that your daughter, Gabriel promised you that your daughter would call you, and she did. So I'm very happy about that. So you have been blessed with many miracles since working with the angels, and that's what this whole webinar is all about. You have to approach it in faith, and you have to approach it, don't be afraid of communicating with our angels, and know that they are there and here for you. So everybody's saying, congratulations, Victor. Yay, you were at the edge of a deep, dark hole, but now you've come back from it, and we're all very happy for you. And Michael is saying that he's very proud of you. So this all happened with faith because his faith brought him through. So thank you, Victor, for taking the time to come to us today. What's the time over on your end, right? What's the time on your end right now?
Here is almost 6:50 p.m.
Okay. So great. Now you're live. You have a direction and you have everything good going for you. And I'm very happy for you. Congratulations. As I said, now we retire you. So, okay, now you're on your own. All right. Okay. So Dean, do you have anything to say at this particular point before we move on?
Just that anybody is new to this webinar, we're offering new people a free mini reading and or healing with Juliana and the Archangels. And if you are new and haven't had this before, put into the chat your name, birth date, birthplace, and if you know the birth time, just go ahead and put that in, and then we will be able to do a free session for you.
Thank you. Before I move on to, because time is running short for us right now. So very quickly, Carla, I know that I'm really sorry about the news I had to give you just now, but know that he is thinking of you constantly every day.
Okay.
It's just that he wants to reach out to you with something, not with nothing. So don't be discouraged because you will hear from him again and you will see him again.
Okay.
To pick up where you left off, all right?
Okay.
So we will talk to you in a little bit. Thank you. Okay, our final speaker for today, very quickly, is Dolly. And Dolly, we are running low on time, so, but still would like to hear from you. So there you go. We can't hear you. We still can't hear you.
I think she's frozen.
Dolly, if we don't hear from you soon, we will have to move on. Hello? Hey, JS, welcome back. Not seen you for a while. How have you been? And hi, Susan. How are you? Are you okay? Susan? I can't hear any of you because all of you are muted right now. Dolly, I'm waiting for you to, we're waiting for you. If you're having issues with your audio, then maybe we should move on.
The unmute, Dolly is muted and the unmute is down in the corner. I just found it myself.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're having that issue as well, but not just unmuting yourself, but there's an arrow on the bottom left of your screen. Sometimes you have to choose the correct speaker. So you have to select a speaker or select a microphone. So I don't know if you're set up with a different kind of setup.
Susan, how are you? How have you been doing?
I am well. I moved out of my mom's house and she's doing better and I'm doing better. My son, I have a problem with my oldest son. He's very, very angry, very, very full of hate, and he's not doing well at all. So, but I listen to Raphael and I am committed to myself. So that's, I'm learning how to navigate and make boundaries and do the best I can with keeping together and sending out energy that for them, love to them, but not my essence.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. We sorry, Susan. Dolly, are you settled? Do you have a voice now? No, it seems that I'm sorry, Dolly, but we are running out of time, so maybe you should get it fixed for the next time, okay? I'm sorry. We have to move forward now. All right, everyone. I'm going to pull out, I think, Dean, you already have a few names to work on, right? Do you?
You have 2 or 3, yeah.
Do you want me to add on to more?
Sure.
Okay. Tina Stewart, is she already signed on with you?
Um,
I'm here.
Is Tina signed on with you for today?
yes.
Oh, she is already. Okay, good. Next person would be, I would still like to see Susan again. So Susan, can you please give do you have Susan's details, Dean?
If I knew her last name, I would.
Guerrero. I don't know if I gave them to you. I can send them. I don't know.
Okay, just put into the chat your
My birthday is in November. I was born in Pendleton, if that is helpful.
Could you type into the chat your birth date and your birth time and your birthplace and your last name as well?
In the regular chat to everyone, or should I just put it to you?
Send it to me.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay, thanks.
And Dean, JS is so sweet. She came here to tell us that our advice for her is working out perfectly. You can see it in the chat. So thank you, JS. All right. Is Christina joining us later?
Yes.
Okay. And another person I would like to pull out is Ara Sally. And that's it. Carla, you already signed up, right? Okay, now I'm going to Elise, have you been saging your place?
I have.
Good, because I can see it's been working and you have a much brighter aura this time. That's good. You're more in control now. I can see that. That's very good. I'm very happy for you. Repeat the bath that you did. Repeat it for another 3 days. No, 4 days.
Okay.
But this time, repeat it on, can you start on a Saturday?
Yes.
Okay. Saturday for 4 days. And after the 4 days, come back to us and let us know how you feel.
Okay, thank you.
Very good.
The Araceli, I
Yeah.
sent you a message that I need your birth date, time, and place. Okay,
Oh, I thought I did that. Mm,
you did, but
So yeah, let me see each of you. The good news is I don't see any negative energies around each and every one of you.
Yay.
That's good news.
And that's really what I'm looking out for right now. JS, I don't see you. I only see your face. I don't see your face. I see the Golden Gate Bridge.
okay.
All right.
I put my information in, but it isn't sending. I don't see how to send it to Dean. So,
There's a send button at the side of the at the end of the message bar. There's a send button at the end. Do you see that?
no.
Enter. Yeah.
I pushed enter. Oh, maybe I didn't push enter. There we go.
Okay. Now, Tina, is your
Yes.
dad with you or is he on the other side?
Other side.
Because he's with you. Susan, your mom is with you.
My
Behind
mom is alive.
you. Or your mom? Do you
Yeah.
have a mother-like figure when you were growing up? Did somebody else raise you?
No.
An aunt? A caregiver? Because she identifies as your mom, the person behind you.
I don't know who that would be.
Maybe you should check with your mom about it because there's a lady behind you who looked after you when you were a baby.
Okay.
Okay, and she's right behind you. Yes, you're so funny. Okay. All right. Hi, Christina. Thanks for joining us. Christina is the lady that I was telling all of you about. You should check out her drawings.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
very, very good. Yeah. But you'll be hearing from her in a little bit. Melanie, the advice given to you right now is just move on from this whole family situation that you're talking about. There's no use dwelling on it because it's not going to improve overnight. So right now they are saying, Gabriel is saying it's not worth it to just dwell on it. Move on with your life and let them come to you when at
Yeah.
that time.
It's
Because
been
otherwise-
it's been 10 years already, so it's been a long time.
Yeah, that's right. I know. I'm really sorry about that. And what they're
Yeah.
doing, right.
I try
But-
I try not to dwell on it. I just worry about her doing something again. That's my main
But
worry.
one of your nieces will reach out to you.
Oh, that would be nice.
This
Yeah.
will reach out. And I think, yeah, because nobody in that family really agrees with all this rivalry going on between you and your sister.
And she
So-
holds a grudge forever. She's that type
I know
of
there are people like that, so don't worry.
Oh
about it.
yeah. Yeah.
Don't lose any sleep over it.
No.
Okay. As I said, I don't see any demonic activity around, no negative energies. So that is a good thing. And all right. Now I am going to pass. I feel heartbreak though. Okay. I'm going to pass this over to Dean right now to work on the individual charts for the persons that, you see, there's a thing that we go through, me and the angels, is that if things are, don't enter to mess it up. But if there's anything that's out of place or misaligned, in you, either health-wise or any other situation, we will inform you and tell you about it. So right now, I've seen most of you, and I worked with most of you, and those that I have not, I've already pointed out to Dean. So we are going to do that, to do it that way, where we will approach you individually, privately, in order to spend more quality time with each of you. So if any of you have any final questions before I move on to Dean, would you like to let me know now? Okay, so I strongly suggest that you continue remaining until, because there's a lot more to go through. We've only just touched the tip of the iceberg. From Dean, well, Dean will decide whether Christina Ross comes on next or we continue. But regardless of who we're talking to, it's going to be an experience worth waiting for. So hang around and join us for the next couple of hours. Take a break if you want, but come back. Okay. And thank you, Karina. Thank you, Victor, for kindly lending us your time today. It was really, really nice of you and good to see both of you so successful now and so happy. So, all right. So Victor will be joining us more in future. I think I would love all of you to hear his voice. He is a beautiful singer. He's Cupid on earth. Yes. Look at you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So now, Dean, over to you.
Okay, I just wanted to speak to Christina for just a second. Can you hear me, Christina?
Yeah, hi Dean.
Hey, so what are you drawing over there right now?
Well, I just started drawing for Juliana because I got some messages for her. So I'm just gonna draw for her today. And I will show you at
Tina, you're so sweet. Thank you.
Okay, so somewhere around an hour from now, Juliana will have a spirit guide drawing for Juliana. And maybe we'll get to see what some of those angels really look like. So,
yeah, it'll be interesting. Okay, so I'm just gonna turn it on to my page so you can see it.
okay, cool. Okay, so the first person who scheduled a session with us today, Juliana, is Carla.
Okay.
And I was dealing with technical issues and making astrology charts while you were talking to her earlier, so I didn't actually hear that conversation. But but I'm looking at your chart, Carla, and the main issues right now in your chart would probably be your heart chakra. Maybe there might be some trust issues or betrayal issues or something having to do with beliefs that are imprinted in your heart chakra about relationships that maybe we could work on and clear.
Okay.
But if you'd like to say anything else in particular, and then we're going to ask the angels what they're noticing, and then we're going to do some work on you if you're willing.
Yeah, definitely. So in regards to trust issues, I don't really have a lot of strong female relationships, friendships. I have been betrayed by a lot of women. But I put a lot of trust or had the best intentions and helped the few friends, female friends who have come and gone in my life. So I don't know, I've been feeling like I've just kind of like been roaming on my own for like a long time. and I don't mind doing things by myself. I'm just trying to just I don't I don't like almost like I don't know. I'm just a little conflicted, lost in that regard.
So we're going to have you put your hands on some points and then work with the angels to clear out as much as we can.
Okay.
But based on what we've said so far, Juliana, do the angels have anything to say right now?
Firstly, could you please remove your glasses so we can have a clearer look at your eyes?
It's hard for me.
Okay. Okay. The question is, when you were a young girl,
Mhm.
were you always having to reach out for affection, or was affection? It was like almost as if like your parents were either too busy or too distracted to really give that kind of time and attention to you. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. The first thing that popped out at me when Dean was talking to you,
Mhm.
and they kept repeating it, which is really surprising. Raphael kept repeating it to Dean, is Chiron. And usually in reference to that, they are saying that what, wounded Chiron or something, Dean. But I'm not too certain about what that is all about. Because this is Dean's area. So yeah.
Okay, Chiron is a very small planet that was discovered in 1977,
Mhm.
and it's known as the Wounded Healer. It's, if you look it up, you'll learn all about the mythology of it, but I'm not going to go into all that.
Okay.
Now, the location of Chiron in the body is behind the heart chakra. So it has to do with like if we've ever been betrayed or stabbed in the back by someone, that it refers to the wounds to our heart from behind. And it's known as the Wounded Healer because from those wounds, if we can heal ourselves, then we can help others. We can become a healer of those same things that we were hurt by. So in your case, Chiron is ending a cycle with an asteroid called Juno. Juno means, in mythology, Juno was the wife of Jupiter and also known as Hera, the wife of Zeus. And when Chiron is lined up with Juno at the end of the cycle, it means a wound from a relationship or a committed relationship, partnership, or marriage that possibly is still imprinted in you as a trauma. It could be, from a breakup, either, it was there when you were born, so it's left over from a past life, but you would have probably recapitulated it by now. You're probably going through, let's see. Oh, that's funny. You were born right after Chiron was discovered. That could be another reason why they're mentioning it. So you may yourself be a wounded healer. Are you a healer or of some kind, or you?
I've been trying to tap into my third eye. I think for as long as I can remember as a child, I always felt a little bit different. I've always had a sense of like not belonging to a group or wandering off. I feel like I've always had intuition, but I've never really tapped into it. It wasn't until events occurred, or traumatic or drama rather, later on in my adult life, and then I've learned to just to go within more. So that's kind of like where I'm at right now. I'm trying to acknowledge and learn and figure out a way how I can help people, and just trying to do more meditation as a way and picking up on I've only taken the level 1 Reiki class, but I'm trying to go into that route a little bit.
Okay. So what I suggest we do is we work on any trauma or stress related to any breakups in your life. Is there anything like that that you can relate to?
As far as breakups, yeah. Romantic expectations, they've just always been so.
So
yeah.
you may, yeah, and it may be in regarding to friendships with women that you mentioned that it's often
Yeah.
women. So it could be friendships as well as partners
Right.
that you had committed relationships with. So, but anyway, if we're going to do that, the asteroids, which Juno is one of the biggest ones, refers to the root chakra.
Okay.
So Juno literally means mating or union. Juno, the word union and Juno sound almost the same. So it means union with another person. And so it is root chakra where that happens. And then Chiron is the back of the heart. So what I would like you to do is put one hand behind your heart and one hand around your root chakra or your legs, or the legs extend the root chakra down into the earth. So it's grounding of the point.
1 second. I lost you guys.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, I can. Okay. Sorry about that. Mhm. Okay.
So put one hand behind your heart, and I'm going to put a diagram up on here. But one hand at root chakra and one hand behind your heart.
Okay.
And so I'll move this over. So the asteroids are down there at the root chakra, if you can see the diagram, and Chiron is behind the heart. Okay, and so what then I will ask you to do is to ask the angels to help you release and clear any trauma, pain, suffering around any committed relationships or partnerships from past lives or from this life, and to release and clear that pattern and heal any issues that remain. And if there are cords that need to be cut, you can ask for that as well. And then keep your hand behind your heart. And that's good what you're doing, running energy through the heart from the front to the back. And now keep the hand on your back, but move the front hand down below your belly button to where your ovaries are. Because really Chiron is lined up not only with Juno, which means commitment and the root chakra, but it's also with Venus, the heart chakra, and Mars, the pelvic center where your hand is right now. So it has to do with love, passion, intimacy, partnership, union, marriage, all of those kinds of issues. This is to release all of that trauma, if there is any remaining, and to just ask the angels to help you clear it and cut any cords if you would like that no longer serve you. Okay, great. And then keeping one hand on, or putting one hand on the front of the heart chakra and the other one behind your sacrum at the bottom of your spine. And this would be any issues of mistrust or betrayal that may have resulted from those experiences we're referring to. And again, ask the angels to help you clear the trust issues and transform any general tendency towards mistrust or any beliefs, limiting beliefs regarding relationships, to replace them with trust and a positive outlook towards relationships. Replace them with hope and hope, trust, and a feeling of like the possibility of true love in your life. And then keeping that hand on the sacrum, these are your beliefs. Put one hand behind your head. And this is the subconscious mind. So if any of these beliefs have been imprinted into your subconscious programming, we're asking that they be released and cleared and replaced with programs and scripts that are positive and that make you happy in present time and feel good. Okay. And ask to bring you the kinds of relationships that would be fulfilling, where there is trust and unconditional love. And that the person is available. Okay. That is good. And then I'll ask Julianne if there's any more comments from the angels before we move on to another person.
Yes, Gabriel, Uriel is right behind you right now, and he's holding out his hands like spread out behind you, and he's literally throwing light over you right now. And because you have all this questions and questions about how people react to you, about your uncertainties, your insecurities, and Uriel is basically putting his hands over you, behind you like that, and he's throwing light over you like a fountain, you know, like a waterfall, which is beautiful, and I've never seen him do that before. But Gabriel is also telling you that don't try and move a mountain right now. The trick is not to move the mountain, but to move the mountain stone by stone, because it will take you a lifetime. The mountain is like your life's, you know, the amount of stones that you remove from the mountain to make a significant hole as a sanctuary for yourself, it is going to take a lifetime to do. So don't try to rush things, because things will happen for you, you know, step by step. It doesn't mean that every relationship you enter into or every friendship you enter into is meant to last the journey. And that probably, you know, for whatever reasons, you're just not meant to be with them, these people, because they may be toxic to you, they may be, you know, dangerous for you. And so this is something, it's almost like a tree. You go through many seasons, and each season the leaves will come out green and bright, but it will also, it'll be like autumn, where it turns color and it will fall off in order for new shoots to come up. So for you, you're not meant to stay stagnant in one place where relationships are concerned. you're supposed to just move, follow the flow of the water, and just reach out. I mean, and just basically enjoy the movement of the water, and that new friends will always come into your life. And it is not a reflection of you, your value as a person, that friends come and go. It is not because they don't find you appealing enough or attractive enough or you know, engaging enough. It's just that they are not meant to stay with you for a long time, because that is the nature of your journey. You meet, you greet, you laugh with them, you share a drink with them, and after that, they leave you because there's another friend along the way that will come along. So don't be afraid of rejection. Don't be afraid of, shall I say, don't equate what is happening with them in terms of how they enter and exit your lives by your quality, or is that the right term? The quality of you as a person. You are good, but the only thing is that the reason why you get hurt so easily is because every time you meet a person or you engage with a person, you give your all, your whole heart jumps into the picture because you try too hard to be a friend to them. You try too hard to be a special person to them. And in so doing, you leave yourself very vulnerable when they leave you. Okay? And you shouldn't ever be afraid of that, because you, as a person, you stand in your own power. You stand in your own right. So don't be afraid. Because right now, every time you enter into a new friendship, it's like, before you even start, you question yourself, how long is this person going to stay? When is this person going to let me down? And then you put yourself down. But you always need to remember, stay in your own power. When you stay in your own power, you will be fine, because then you don't give your power away entirely. And the whole idea of all this come and go experiences is to strengthen you, not to weaken you or hurt you. It's to strengthen you as a person and to strengthen you spiritually, because life is not stagnant. Life moves forward all the time. Okay? Yeah. So, yeah. Do you have any questions? I don't know why, but they're talking to me in Shakespeare right now. What? I don't know Shakespeare. That was in school. I can't remember Shakespeare right now. But what, something? This is coming from Gabriel. He's being very romantic. Something from what? Something? Is it from Macbeth or something? That's what he's telling me. Something. Hail the wounded heart, or heal the wounded heart, or something like that. So Gabriel is saying, don't worry, you have to reach out and believe totally with your heart, with your being, with your spiritual being, because he is there and he's guiding you. Don't keep putting yourself down. Don't ever think that you're worth less as a person just because your friends they enter and disappear from your life. It's just that they're not meant to be there with you. They're not meant to be there for you, because that's them. So if they do come and go unexpectedly, don't feel anguish, because that's their responsibility, not yours.
Okay.
And again, that person that you were asking me about earlier, that person will come back into your life. But that person has to go through some, right now he's got some, it's like he's just trying to grab whatever job he can get to do. Okay?
Okay.
He just wants to go into a relationship with you, being able to offer you what a regular relationship can. He doesn't want to come to you empty-handed.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I just,
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
thank you.
Thanks. You're welcome. So back to Dean.
Okay, so Tina,
Yes,
how you doing?
good.
You're up next, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
She's all ready and waiting.
Well, I am. I can hear my palm dog barking in the background, though. I hope that doesn't bother anybody.
Yeah, she's just waiting to get on that roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
I don't hear anything. I hear
Okay.
Juliana's birds, but that's it.
Okay, good.
I know, my birds.
I
have
like
a
that
lot-
sound though. I love birds. I just love the sound of birds chirping too.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, okay, looking at your chart now, is there anything in particular you'd like me to look at? I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna ask the angels, but I've got a lot of things I'm seeing in the chart too, but I just, we can't address everything, so I want to see what's on,
Right. No, go ahead and just go with what you see and
Okay,
okay.
so there's some similar things with
Yeah.
Carla.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could totally relate to her so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's some heart chakra stuff, trust issues, et cetera. But there's also another thing here, which is looks to me like you're a very spiritual person, but
Mhm.
you've attracted some spirits that maybe aren't the best to have around, and
Oh,
you may have some wounded spirits or some not so good spirits. You know what I mean? So I'm going to look at that first.
okay.
Anything we need to get out of your system that may be hurting you. But
Okay.
it looks like there could be a nasty entity or something around. So,
Wow.
but Juliana would be able to maybe see it, or the angels could say something about it. So before I go work on that,
Okay.
I'm going to ask Juliana's perspective on that.
Do you do channeling? Do you do readings
No.
at all?
Mm-mm.
Have you seen somebody in person who does all that for you?
Oh, yeah, no, I've had readings done on me and
In
Yeah.
person? Have you gone
Yes.
to person? And the last person you saw opened cards on you, right?
The last person opened what?
Cards, reading cards, or
Oh,
whatever.
yes. Yes, cards. Uh-huh.
That person also checked your palm, right?
No, but I've had that done when I went to one of Dean's fairs. I did have that done not too long ago. Actually, the last fair I went to.
So the last person that you went to see, was it in a small little room, a shop of some sort?
It was in a building, a little small building.
Yeah, but she was in a room,
Yes.
a small room. And did she have statues of different deities around her? Not necessarily all of them saints. Like she had different images all around her from different religions. And she also burned some candles during your reading with her, right?
I think I know which one you're thinking of. I do remember that. Yeah.
Okay. What Dean is saying is kind of correct because that's why I mean the first thing that was pulled up was whether you went to do you do channeling, do you do readings, because because sorry, I just received a message that kind of disturbed me. Hold on, let me get back in focus again.
Okay.
All right, now what was I saying? Oh yeah, the first thing was the channeling thing, the channeling. So what has happened is that this person that you went to, the one that had 2 candles lit up and with different statues or prints of things around the room, images around the room. This person basically did a reading for you, and in the reading, this person did not, well, every time this person does a reading, yeah. But the thing is that there are entities in the room that she is not really aware of, because these entities help her to do her job too.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is that in that room, the minute she lit the candles, she was summoning them forward. And there's a portal in her room that allows these entities to go back and forth. So at that time when you were seeing her, were you wearing some kind of a outfit that was like bright orange or red or something like that? Something bright, you know?
I can't recall.
Yeah. And you were sitting in front of her. You were sitting on her left. She was seated here. The candles were somewhere in the room, but there were 2. And then you were seated on the left side of her, because I'm standing in the room with you right now. And the outfit that you were wearing was almost like burnt orange or something of that color, because the lighting in the room is kind of dim. So
Yeah.
the thing is that what I want to tell you is you, sorry. Dean, it is Two-Face
Really?
from Myra. Sorry, I just have to alert Dean about something. So the thing is that you, without realizing, I do not know why, but the whole intention of all this is that with each reading that this person does, when you walk away from the session, when a person walks away from the session, a couple of these entities will follow you and will follow you in order to bring you back to her again. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Dean? So these entities followed you out of the shop with the intention of creating that anxiety or that feeling of, oh, I must go and see her again, and pulls you back to her for another reading. And I believe those are the entities that you are looking at, Dean. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just a little bit distracted right now, but yeah, so but it's nothing major, because you are a very strong woman and you have a very strong personality, and you have to, I don't need to tell you to stand in your own power, because you do.
I've been working on that for probably a good year, really hard. Yeah.
You have a lot of self-confidence, and I like that, but I don't like the fact that I do not know who you went to, but that is not so impressive for me. The fact that entities will follow you out of the store. Now, it's very simple to clear them, because they are not malevolent. Well, they are, but they are not like major demonic entities or anything. They're just working for her. So I strongly suggest that you do not go back to her if you know who I'm talking about, because there's just something not right about her. Okay. And I think that if you do want to go and see anybody, then you should check and for a credible one without the agenda. So have you gone back to see her again?
I'm not really sure who you're talking about actually now. I thought I knew who it was, but I'm not quite sure really who it is. I took a tarot class and I was learning tarot cards, and she was teaching the class, and she was talking about how she sees spirits like right outside the door and things like that. So, and the room was kind of dim, and we were like kind of practicing the reading the cards amongst us. So maybe that's when it happened.
Yeah, it's during one experimentation or something, but I see a person in the room with you with 2 candles with at least 4 statues behind her. Not all of them are saints. Not all of them are saints, but she puts all different religions together. You know what I mean? Like there's Hindu, there's Christian, there's or Catholic or whatever. But Michael is saying that place was filled with cobwebs, dark cobwebs, black cobwebs, whatever. But that place that you entered, that room, had a lot of entities, small, big, large, whatever you call it. Basically, they were like energies that are being controlled by her. So that is not a very good place for you to go to. So try and remember.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna pray about it to figure out who it is.
But the good news,
go ahead.
The good news is that you have a strong enough aura. You have a strong power, a strong personality that withstands all this. Otherwise, by now, you would be going crazy because they can't affect you. They can't influence you. Yeah, that's the right term. They are there with you to influence the situation around you to bring you back to her.
Okay.
Okay. So you are spiritual yourself. You would know how to deal with this. But my advice is use sage for cleansing, and also that Palo Altos or something that would.
Okay.
Sage first, then Palo Altos, and use a lot of sea salt, and also use black tourmaline.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Over to Dean.
So that sounds like a gypsy shop to me.
I've not done that. I've not done.
No gypsies. Okay.
No, and it's only been like at the fair. When I go. Alex used to, organize. That's when the first time I ever went to those fairs. She was doing those shows, and then you took over. But so it's mostly just been Alex actually, and then but like recently I was taking a class from somebody to learn how to read tarot cards.
Okay, cool.
But no, I've never gone into some place like that.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I suggest we work a few points.
Okay.
I would put one hand on your crown chakra. And one hand on your heart chakra. And then ask to clear any connections to entities that you may have followed you out of whatever that situation was, and ask to cut those connections, cut those cords. And do that for like another half a minute, and then I'm going to give you another point. Okay, but just ask for clearing of those entities. And then the hand that's on your heart, move it down to your sacrum. Under your, at the root of your, at the bottom of your spine.
Mm-hmm.
And then clear out any limiting beliefs or dysfunctional beliefs that you might have. Or okay, that's good. And now move that hand up to behind your heart. This is to clear out any kind, we're still working on any entities. This would be like any kind of vampire entities that are sucking your energy. Just to clear those. And then take that hand on your crown and move it down to your heart. And just clear out the heart chakra so that only good relationships reside there. And ask to pull out any connections or cords to anything that could be harmful to you. Oh. Okay. It's good. Angels are still working on you.
Okay.
And I am too.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Put one hand on your third eye and one behind the back of your head and just clear out any images in your subconscious, any archetypes that no longer serve you. Okay. Great. That's good. Anything more to add, Juliana?
Oh wow. Yeah, but the picture change is beautiful. Let me go back to Tina. Okay, Tina. How do I get okay there? You know you're lucky because you've been blessed with a guide that has taken very good care of you. Did you encounter an illness a few years back that nearly nearly took you. That was very critical.
Yes, I had cancer.
Yeah, but you were spared, and your
Yeah.
guy protected you.
I actually, I went in for like a thyroid or a fibroid to have fibroids removed.
Mhm.
And they discovered I had cancer, ovarian cancer. So,
Oh wow!
and I had
And
no idea. Yeah.
the message for you is don't worry. You are always protected. You are always guided. And all you have to do with all these entities and everything are concerned, unless it's the big one, but these are all the small impish ones. At this
No, we don't
point,
want the big one.
no. So, but they're saying that, do you think we would have protected you? Because that you are, okay, how shall I put it properly? That time when you had the cancer, that was supposed to have taken you away. But you
Wow.
were given extended time. And
Wow.
and the reason why you're given an extended time is because in your past life you did something really good. You did something really good. And so this is more or less a blessing to you, in order to give you more time, because you needed more time to be with your family. And so they wanted to bless you with that grace for you to have more time here. So they're saying that we're all this smart, what the message is that if it's not your time to go, nothing can topple you, because it's like all these entities you have. Let's just put it this way: you had a near-death experience with the illness that you had. So you actually somehow or other, there's something in your head, in your psychic aura, that's actually opened and blossomed up.
Right after that.
Yeah. Right
Yeah.
after that, you
It's like
experienced
it cracked me open. I was a completely different person. And yeah. It
Yeah,
was right then that I really felt like I needed to be on a completely different spiritual path.
exactly, because you were in a near-death experience. So what we can do is just guide you, but the real work for you is that you can generate enough energy of your own to push the entities away.
Okay.
All right. And I know that you live every day wondering when this is gonna come back, the cancer thing and everything, but you still have many pages to fill up. Okay? Don't worry. I'm so happy to be able to give good news for a change.
Yes, I would like that too. That's a great job.
Okay. You're a beautiful person. Keep being beautiful. Okay?
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Okay, the next person. Oh, do we still work? Are we still working on Tina?
Nope. So the next person is Araceli. Can you hear us? Are you there?
She's working right now.
Hi.
Oh, that's she. Hi.
There. Hi.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I was like, my computer was gonna die on me, so I had to charge it while I worked on the other computer.
Are you working from home?
Yeah. Luckily, I had just gotten a job right before the pandemic.
Okay.
And so I'm working on this is the most technology I've been surrounded by ever.
I'm confused by Susan. She's got two cameras going at the same time.
Wait, what?
No, Susan Guerrero. She's got two cameras going at the same time. I'm seeing double here. Hi, Francine. Wow, Francine, you're looking good. You're so much full of confidence now. I'm happy to see you. Perfect. What?
Oh, happy to see you as well. Thank you.
How's your lung? How's your chest?
A bit better. I'm still, it's hyperinflated, so I'm still feeling some symptoms, but I'm feeling better, I think, and I'm feeling more at peace.
Good, very good. I'm sorry, we were talking to Araceli before you showed up. Let's finish with her first, okay?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, Dean.
Okay, Araceli. Normally we don't work on Geminis.
Oh, that's rude.
Just kidding. Actually, I have the same birthday as you.
Oh, nice.
Oh, no way.
Different year, obviously, but June 2nd. And Juliana is also a Gemini. So,
Hi.
so I'm confusing you. So anyway, I'm looking at your chart right now.
Mhm.
And there's so many things I could say, but that we're not doing like complete chart readings at the moment. So anyway, I'm curious if there's anything in particular that you'd like to work on. For some reason, the angels chose you, or you chose yourself. I'm not totally sure, but I believe the angels did. And so I'm going to ask both them and you if there's anything you'd like me to look at your chart about and work on. I see you have a major transit of Saturn going on. Saturn is the middle of the back, and it has to do with focus and boundaries and things of that nature. But if you have something in particular you're concerned about, let us know. Anything else?
I think right now, like I think it's over the last couple years or so, I've been doing a lot of cleansing and a lot of transition work, I guess you would say, and like purging myself of a lot of negativity in my life in general. But I feel like, especially with like how the timeline of this year with the pandemic going on, but like incidents beforehand, it just felt like the universe was testing me like every week. And I guess maybe like clarification, I guess, if like I'm on the right path, because sometimes it just feels like I'm trying to go a certain route and I'm getting conflicts, like how you mentioned earlier, relationships, either from friendships or family, and it's just feels like constant testing. And
Okay.
it's emotionally draining after like one thing after another.
Yeah, that's one of the things in your chart is the moon is opposite Mars, which is the solar plexus and the pelvic center are kind of in conflict. Those are needs and desires, two different very emotional centers that might be in conflict with each other. That's one place we could work if you want to balance your emotions a little bit. But before we go any further, I'd like to ask if the angels have anything to say regarding what you said yourself. And
For all those reasons, that's why the angels chose her. I don't know, it's strange. You're talking about directions and everything, and realistically it should be Gabriel, but instead Raphael is coming forward too. Do you have an illness, or is there an illness in your family? That's
Well,
what
not that I know of. No, I mean, like there's been lots of illness, like whether it's some things like everyday kind of stuff like diabetes, or more serious was cancer, and those are my parents. But like,
does anybody have tuberculosis in your family?
no, not that I
In
know
your
of.
family
Oh wait,
history?
yeah, my mom, but
Exactly.
she had it when she was young, and then she I mean, she always tests positive, but she's fine now from that.
But she has cancer too, right?
Yeah, she had breast cancer, and they said they took it all out, and she's been in remission.
This
But
is really strange, because the reason why they pulled you out is to connect to your mom. That's why Raphael came forward. Actually, actually it's like a stepping stone kind of situation right now, because for you, you're good, you're strong, you're at the verge of you're at the stepping stone, you're at the gateway to a whole new road ahead of you. And the key question for you, according to Gabriel, is your job. Like how well will you do in it, or something, or how far you're going to travel in it. Like, will it be okay for you? Where will it lead you? But the real situation here is Raphael. The reason why Raphael came forward is for your mom. And he because your mom is not going to be here, but you are the key. You are the connection between us and your mom. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
And why they called out, they mentioned that's why he mentioned tuberculosis, because that is, like you said, there's all these everyday illnesses, but tuberculosis is not an everyday illness. And that was his way of identifying with your mom. And the reason why he's pulling out your mom, I do not know, but do you have a grandparent on the other side, or great grandparent on the other side who has passed on? Because
all of them.
All passed on?
Yeah, I don't have grandparents.
Oh, okay. So, and I think the purpose here, you're so young, but the purpose here is that the grandparent would like to talk to her, same as or is it grandparent or godparents? Something like that. Okay, that would like to talk to her. Because she's going through some issues with her. I think she's going through some anxiety issues or something in her head, but I'm not too certain. But I'm not going to go too deep into it, but just to let you know that the reason why they pulled you out is so that they could connect with your mom. All right. Now, next thing is that, but since you're here, I would like to address what Gabriel is telling you. And what Gabriel is telling you, that you need to take more, that's Raphael's, sorry. Anyway, what Gabriel is saying is to, sorry, I go into this with them sometimes, but they get the lines confused, sorry. But basically, you need to take more certain, that's a multivitamin or vitamin, I don't know how you pronounce it here, but that starts with an S, something Sarah, no, not Sarah, but there's an S, it's a multivitamin that starts with a huge S in the front of it. And that's what you're supposed to take. If I can find it, I'll let you know. But let me check. Multivitamins. Okay. Let me check. But where your job is concerned, Gabriel is saying that your superiors are impressed with your work. They're happy with your work. They have no complaints about your work. And when after the coronavirus pandemic is finished, you will climb far with them. You will travel far with them.
Oh, wow.
All right. So that should put a nice happy smile on your face.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's a new job, so definitely don't really know how to read everybody, especially when you work from home.
Yeah. The advantage is that you can work in your pajamas.
Yeah. Not when they like surprise call you and actually want to see you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still searching for your S vitamin. I don't know. If I see it, I'll recognize it. But right now, I'm having issues with putting it together. But I don't know. Okay, but anyway, besides that, what they're also saying is that, and the good news is that around you, it's clean. Your space is clean. I don't see any negative energy around you. In fact, I see your guides around you, and that's a good thing. So, where you are concerned, do you have any questions for us right now? Specifically.
Yeah, I guess relationship wise, I'm one with my sister and one with my boyfriend. Just kind of seeing like if it's going towards a positive path. Just as like, well, for one, my boyfriend lives abroad, so we don't see each other. But we talk about the future, and I guess I've been burned a lot of times, so it's kind of like scary. And with my sister, it's just been constant conflict. So I've been trying really hard to make it better. And so I just want to know if it's going to get better.
The relationship that you're on right now, I'm sorry, I have to be very honest with you. If you don't mind, I would like to be very honest and upfront with you. The relationship that you're on right now is not going to work. It's not going to last because this is not your partner for life. And for some strange reason, Gabriel is telling me that your actual partner is somebody that you already know. Something of a friend to you, an old friend, a good friend. And somehow or other, you never really, because you've been together and been friends for so long that, yeah, you know, the whole romantic attachment thing is like, not really, it's like, nah, you know. But you and him are a very good match. And the thing is that this is a perfect time for you to approach us about this, because what Dean also does is he does, what we're doing is actually we're reprogramming people, not people, but we're reprogramming people who are in toxic relationships. And you at the moment, you're in a toxic relationship because you're trying to make something work that is not meant to work. I'm sorry. But you're going to meet somebody else around Christmas time, I believe. You just need time to heal from this. And you will, yeah. So, but where your job is concerned, your career, you're going to do good in it. Okay? But you're still young and you are beautiful, and I'm sure you will meet a lot more people. But take note of this special friend of yours, a friend that is like you go fist bump and all kinds of stuff with him, but he's actually going to be a really good friend. He's actually going to step up one day.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So now, what Raphael is telling me that needs for you to be worked on is your throat, your chest, your heart, here and here mainly, and possibly the top of your head. So I don't know whether Dean will concur with that, but I'm passing you back to Dean.
Thanks.
Okay, so if you look at the diagram next to me, when you were born, Mercury was opposite Pluto. Mercury is the throat and Pluto is the top of your head. So what you just said is, if you'd be willing to connect those 2 points, what this has to do with is your voice, and this is spirit. Like, for example, talking to angels is an example of this, is like communicating with spirit or communicating with your own higher self, or communicating, this is the most powerful part of you, the immortal part of you, your higher self, your soul. And so this has to do with communicating with power, empowering communication. So because there's parts of you that are kind of shy and quiet, and this is about empowering your voice. Okay, are you willing to work on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so put one hand over your throat and one hand on top of your head. And literally this is about asking angels or asking spirit or asking God or, you know, asking whatever your questions might be. And so ask the angels for whatever you would like to ask them, but ask them to bring back your power, reclaim your power, particularly the power of your voice. Okay? And we'll all be working on you at the same time. And then take the hand that's on your throat and move it down to where your ovaries are. Just below your belly button. And this is your vital force, your chi, your sexual energy, your hormones, touch. So for example, you're in a relationship with someone where you can't touch them. This can potentially change that so you can have relationships with people that are actually there with you, that you can touch. For some reason, you might have fears and anxiety around this. I don't know if it was a past life or this life, that maybe someone touched you in an inappropriate way, let's say. But if that ever happened, or if it was a past life, this is to release and clear any fear or anxiety around that. And now take the hand on the top of your head and put it on your stomach, on your solar plexus, and keep the hand. So you've got one hand above the belly button and one hand below the belly button. And this is to release and clear any emotional conflicts between needs and desires. Your stomach is your needs, like food. Your ovaries are your most primal desires, like, for example, when the desire to have children, for example. So ask the angels to connect your emotions all together. And to get your needs met, to take actions that result in you getting your needs met. Okay, are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Okay, good. I'm going to wait for Juliana to speak.
Yes. How do you feel?
I don't really know like the words.
Yeah, I know how you feel. It's all right. But you need to have time to process all this information. And I believe that nobody else here can tell you exactly. It's hard to listen to it from us until you hear it from him directly. And all right, so this is basically what they are. I believe that the way that the reason why Gabriel is talking to you and giving you this information is to prevent you from, it's more or less to prepare you in advance from getting hurt. All right. But Good news is I do see you in the future with a family of your own. You have a lot of kitties.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I think
Alright.
I think
Yeah.
it's more like I think I reached a point, like especially last month, where I felt like I was gonna break it off for whatever reasons that were going on between us. It just didn't seem like it fit. And we talked and everything, like we worked it out and we
Mhm.
continued to give it a try.
Mhm.
But just like something as simple as like long distance relationships, I don't do them. So I'm really going out of like my boundaries and like comfort zone and being in a relationship that's long distance. But I mean, like, I think it's because it's the first person that I date that is not toxic and like them as a person, not like how you were saying, like it's toxic because it's forcing something
Yeah.
that if you want it to work.
It takes a lot of trust and confidence and a very strong emotional connection to maintain a long distance relationship, because there's always temptation, there's always a lot of external influences that can come along the way, especially if you're young like you know. It could be a little bit detrimental to your emotional well-being, and you can't be living your life every day wondering whether things are going to work or whether he is going to be faithful to you. You know, second guessing a relationship is never healthy.
Yeah, I don't even think it was like I think relationships in the past have been questioning faithfulness and they were like down the street. So it was really messed up. But now like with this relationship, even though it is long distance, I feel like it's been the most trusting I've been in a relationship. And it's
Mhm.
more because of the culture clash that it's just there's a lack of understanding in
Yeah.
things that are important to me.
Mhm.
And I mean, he's learning, like he's being open to learning about like my culture and like my upbringing and different mentalities that don't exist where he's from. And so it's like in that aspect, that's why I think we gave it a chance. And that's why we're like still trying to work it out and everything. But I feel like deep down, sometimes I question it still. So I think it was just kind of a shock to hear that. Because it's
Yeah.
like,
It will be a shock to me too, and I'm really sorry that I had to be the one to deliver the message. But you know, that's my occupational hazard. You know, sometimes I can't be delivering good messages all the time, and I'm being put in the situation where I have to deliver negative messages too. But there's a really bright horizon ahead for you, and as I said, you will have a family of your own. You will have at least 3 kids of your own. So don't worry about it.
whoa,
So enjoy yourself while you can.
like, where did that come from?
Very happy. You'll have a husband who adores you, you know, kind of thing. So if something is not going to work, well, at the end of the day, you can try and make it work, but then you'll be using free will. And if it's free will, there's nothing that we can do to, you know, to step in to advise, because it's your choice.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody wise once told me you can't have a what's that, a round screw and put a square screw in it or something like that. I'm not too sure what's that right term.
Yeah,
So
no,
if you have to pause it, it's not going to work. Okay. But
yeah,
again, that's your choice. And whatever is your decision, I wish you the best. We wish you the best.
thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Dean, where are you? You've gone.
Am I gone?
Where are you? I can't see you. Oh, there you are. Okay. Hello, Caroline. Thanks for joining the show. Dean, you wanna, okay, for all of you here, just taking a bit of time away to let you know that Dean will be posting our contact numbers on the screen in case you want to reach us privately too. All right, who's the next person?
I don't have any more that I know of, but we're now in Christina's time, so we
Oh.
should in with her.
All right,
I'm gonna unmute Christina, see what she's up to. Christina? Christina, I believe, has been doing a spirit drawing for Juliana.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can hear.
yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so I'm basically finished, but the first thing
It's a little hard to hear.
that, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first thing that I saw was these hands here, and they were kind of coming out of the cloud, you know, from the sky, and everything around them was let me see if I can, was golden. It was like golden light around them. And when I asked to see guide,
Yeah, you broke off. I couldn't hear you. Sorry. The last one I heard was C.
Oh, hey, Christina,
yeah,
I have an idea. Why don't you take a picture of your drawing? I don't know if you're finished yet or not.
yeah, pretty much.
Why don't you take a picture of it and send it to me and I'll post it? And then it'll be much easier to see.
Okay.
And then we'll just go back to, while you're doing that, we'll go back and talk about other things. But that looks like very interesting. Looks like I see some angels or something in there.
Yeah, okay, I'll send you a picture. Hold on.
Okay, just take a picture, send it. We'll talk about something else for the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So did I miss anybody as far as people that had been called by the angels to do some work on them? I don't think so. But if anybody is new to this webinar, I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to unmute you, Caroline. I saw
Okay.
your hand. So
Yes,
how are you today?
I'm new to this webinar.
You're what?
I'm new to the webinar.
That's what I thought. So everybody who's new to the webinar, we give them a mini reading. You just send in the chat, you can send your full name, your birth date, your place of birth, and if you know your time of birth, you can just send it to me in the chat. We do some of
Okay.
on the website itself, and then we do some of them privately. And I'm not sure if we're going to have time to do it on this webinar because we're going to be talking about Christina's drawing pretty quick here. But if you can send that to
Okay.
if we have time, we'll do it today. But if not, we can
Send
do it
it anyway,
um,
just in case.
okay, and we included our phone numbers in the chat just now. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyway, if there's anybody else that's new, I'm not sure if there is. I don't think so. But anyway, just go ahead and do that, Caroline, and we'll either
Yes,
later
thank you.
today or another day. Okay.
Okay.
And leave your contact information or text us or call us or something.
Okay.
Okay. So Juliana, I'm going to turn it back over to you in case the angels have anything to share with us while we're waiting to get Christina's drawing.
Dean's got it. I still have it. Dean, you shall have it in
I'm saying, Christina.
For all of you who have just joined us, and who are new here, I would like to repeat again that Christina Ross is, we're very fortunate and privileged to have her join our Zoom, because she has won many awards for her drawing. She's not only a healer, but she's also an artist who does spiritual drawings, and she draws each individual with interpretations from what the spirit guides are telling her to draw. So it gives, a lot of people have been wondering, like, what can I, how do I believe what I cannot see? And so to bridge that gap is where Christina comes in, to visualize and because what she sees is what she draws. So yeah, and Christina herself is very accomplished with her drawing, and she has won many awards for her drawing. Okay. She has won other awards, many awards for her drawing, and she was voted the best new artist at the Laguna Beach Sawdust Festival, which, as you know, is a festival that is a highly creative artist community, and the standards there at the Sawdust Festival are pretty high if you want to be an artist and exhibit your art pieces. So yes, so Christina will be available to do other pieces of artwork for you, but to do that, you'll have to reach out to her directly at the number that Dean has put out. So again, Christina also does readings for people, and I don't know, let me see now. Dean, are you ready?
I'm still working on Carolina's chart right now.
Oh, okay. So right now, since we have a little bit of extra time, do you have any questions, any of you, for yourselves or to ask about your situations? Let me see, because I believe that we've already covered quite a few of you. Hi, Kathleen, welcome back. Okay. I see Optimus Prime that I have not seen for a while. Welcome back.
Can I ask a question?
Who is this coming from?
Oh, it's me. Melanie.
Oh, yes, Melanie.
It's what we were talking about earlier. I had dreams a couple times that I was astro traveling and with my mom to my sister's house. This was in the past. I'm just wondering, was I actually astro traveling, or because I feel like my mom, it's happened like 3 times I dreamt that. I felt like my mom was always present and I was at my sister's house, but I was always searching for the photos that my sister stole from me. So I'm just wondering if that was something that was.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I
Yeah.
thought. Because I usually don't remember my dreams, but those things had happened. Like
When you astral travel, when you wake up, you have a different sensation than when you dream.
yeah.
It's almost like the sensation stays with you. It doesn't leave you.
Yeah. And especially because I remembered it and I felt like my mom was with me while I was asleep and taking me over there. I feel like my mom at one point was trying to get us to cross paths and get back together. So
Yeah, your mom wants both of you to basically forget about all this foolishness, childishness, and just get back together as sisters, because it disturbs her to see that both of you are fighting
Yeah.
with each other. She just wants unity again. Your mom is on the other side, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So that's her wish. That's
Yeah.
a wish I made to Gabriel to help put you back together again. But
Yeah.
the problem here is that your sister is
She's been
just
working on that for a while now.
Yeah. Problem is that your sister is not too good about it.
No. Okay. I was just curious about that. So I always thought that was actually happening.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Dean, back to you.
Okay, I have Christina's drawing now.
Mhm.
So what I'm gonna do is
Do you need more time?
I need a little bit more time, yeah.
Okay. You know what, everybody? The one thing I love to do is to communicate with animals. Tina, I see your dog there. Can I take a look at your dog? Oh, your dog is so cute. Your dog actually feels very privileged. Like she's your unmute yourself so I can hear you.
Who are we talking to?
Yeah, he's very privileged.
I'm talking to Tina's dog. What's your dog's name?
Bentley.
Bentley.
Yes.
You're just as he feels as privileged as the Bentley that as his namesake Bentley.
Yes, he's regal. He's very regal.
Yeah, and yes, he's an old soul in that. But
Oh,
can you turn him towards the camera, Dean? When you're ready, let me know. Hello, Bentley. He's like, you're not worth me. If you're not worth my time, don't come near me. You know. He's got a snootish attitude, like, you know, I mean, it's like,
yeah, he's
get
shy.
my face, yeah.
He's shy.
So cute. He adores you. He loves you.
Oh, I know. He's my dog. That's for sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
He adores you.
Wherever I go, he comes. Whatever room I'm in, he's there.
He protects you. He guides you, and wherever he is, he's always got one eye open towards you.
He does. That's true.
Yeah.
That's so cool. You can talk to animals, or you know about animals. That's just I love animals a lot. I think they bring me a lot of joy for sure, but I just feel really wonderful around them.
Oh, that's great. Sorry. Okay. Christina, thank you so much. This is such a beautiful picture. Christina, you have to unmute yourself so we can talk to you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Christina. This is a beautiful picture.
Do you have a question?
Huh?
You pretty much do what you see, or you want like little explanation?
Yeah, I would love to listen to what you have to tell us about this.
Okay, so you see this hand out of the sky. That's basically the first thing that I've seen, or like bringing light.
Yeah.
And I asked to see your guide.
Yeah, Dean, can you enlarge your picture?
Can I what?
Enlarge it like full screen, so we can see it. Maybe the last sign at the bottom or something. I don't know.
Maybe I can. I'll work on it while you're just use this for now.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Work.
Okay. So Christina, sorry to interrupt you. Okay, I won't interrupt you now.
Basically, the story is that the angels, they don't look necessarily like people. So when you see these 3 balls up there, so I can start here. I don't know if you can see it, but up here,
yes.
Balls. And the angels actually look like energy formation, but it's really complex. It's almost too complex for me to draw. I may be able if I have time, but so I was kind of in a hurry. It's actually, I saw just a ball of light, and out of the ball of light was like 2 legs coming out. That was the only part of a human that I saw. So I had to improvise and kind of put things into the light, so it has some kind of meaning for us.
Okay.
But really just show me balls of light with complex geometrical formations inside of them. And those hands, this light, were kind of given to you. Yeah. And you did have a living angel in your life. And you can see it on the bottom. You see there's on the bottom, there's
No, I don't know whether to take the
there's a
whole
people,
picture here. No. Huh? Sorry?
there's a people who looking up, looking down, sideways. And actually, that's the people who are listening to you or receiving the, say, light, right?
Mhm.
So, but it was just ball of lights. I drew angel in there because I knew it was an angel. Also, it has a headpiece with jewels, and they also shine a different light out by the ball. And he has a jewel here, and
But
there was a female.
okay.
Female there as well. The one that was working with a cane when she was alive. I'm not sure if it's a grandma or ma, but also is watching after you. And the hibiscus flower for some reason is significant. So I was shown hibiscus flower. Also, they were talking about your life, and if talk about your life, they showed me gobble stones. You know, the road with gobble stones on it, which is not really smooth. It's not a smooth
Yeah.
ride. And then between the stones, like thin running live water finding a way. And that's actually here. It's like here, right here, it's drawn. And you can see also steps in the snow. Can you see it? Right here?
Oh, those are snow. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is represents the snow. It represents the steps that you left behind. And what they told me that you were the first walker, meaning you were one of the first who started doing messages. So they told me that you are first, you have put your imprint in the snow, in the virgin snow. That's how they told it to me.
Okay.
So
I'm happy it's climbing upwards, not downwards. Okay.
So I'm not hear me well, but that's what I drew. And yeah, down here is I don't know if you can see, but there's a people who are looking up and listening, and you're basically channeling. You are like third or fourth layer of messages. You know, like you channel going from creator, then somebody coming passing it through their atmosphere to the angels, and then angels from angels to you, and you to the people. That's how it is, like layer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, that's how they told me. So it's in layers.
Wow.
And you have 1, 2, 3, 4 guides, 4 angels that's working with you.
Where are they? Where are the 4 angels? Which one are they? What? Wait.
Well, I know you call you have a name for the angels.
Yeah, but wait.
yeah, I don't call them as a
Okay.
ball of light, as a formation of.
Oh yeah, that's right. The one in the middle with those wings, is that, who is that?
Will you tell me?
Yeah. The one in the middle with those, with the wings, who in the middle of the circles, who is that?
You tell me, who you work in the most, who is profound in your work. One.
Okay, no, I'm just trying to understand that the one in the middle, is that a human or an angel? So, because that one has got the heart. I noticed you drew the heart that is something in the heart, that the heart is glowing.
Yeah, it's actually a jewel, you know, like a stone or a jewelry,
Yeah.
a piece of, that's what I drew, representing the heart, because, heart is kind of a little bit cliche to draw, and you know what I mean? Because it's just, the shape of heart, everybody knows shape of heart and the space of heart. So, but there is actually a jewel, and it has a color. So
Oh, that's
I
beautiful.
used
Yeah.
I used bluish green, but it's like a green jewel, stone there.
Okay. Oh, no, the reason why I asked who's that in the middle, that's not me, right? That's one of the angels, right?
Yeah, because I was asking to see your guides. I would say for me was no reason to put you in the there, because you would be the like the fifth layer, on Earth, the fourth layer, and the fifth, those people here. So there's the angel that will you, and there's the people. So it's like this. They showed me boom, 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 boom.
Oh, wow, wonderful. I love it. I love this whole thing. It's beautiful. So, and I love the way the hands come down from the top. It's really nice. And it's true, the whole gravel thing with the water is very, very accurate, because yeah, my life has been not so smooth, but it's part of the journey, you know what I mean? And as I said, I really love the fact that the footprints are going up there, not down there, upwards. Yeah.
Right. And also, like everything, like when I drew swirls, like swirls, it's like it's a portal. It's like energy information, and literally, I can like go into this portal and see what's there. If I have time, I can go into this portal and have another drawing and see what's there, or here, or here, or here. So that's why I actually do use the swirls a lot in the art, because it's like a portal. And if I have intention to go to the portal, then I will enter the portal, and I will have like another layer of of a drawing or a message, whatever.
That's true. Well, this is yeah.
Actually, I drew, guys, for somebody. You can see here. There's my. Can you see?
Yeah.
I had somebody order the guide. This picture is 8 hours of meditation.
Wow. What? Okay.
Of course, she has a breast, the chest, and it's a metaphorical. It's not that she really looks like, she has like 4 breasts. It's just they really had a strong message that she's a nurturing being, and she's from this. You see this little fish. She's from a water world, and those are like objects, like jewelry or her guides, her objects of power.
Wow. That's very, very interesting. That's very interesting, your rendition. For everybody that's just joined us, the paintings that Christina has so graciously done for us here. On the right is the is a painting while we were doing this program. Christina got into her meditative state and drew a vision of what she sees. Of what she saw, relating not just to the angels, but to me as well. And that particular, the reason why, Christina, I pointed out the heart there is because that's basically how I do my work, because there's a point in my chest at the heart, which when I'm in the zone, or when I'm working, or when I'm connected with the angels directly, my chest, particular the heart, it heats up so hot, but it's actually cold. It's so cold that it becomes, it's like, I don't know how to explain, but it radiates, and it radiates outwards towards me, throughout me. So yeah, but, and the little angel at the bottom there, the one with the dark hair, that is my son.
Well, well, Dean told me, but even if I didn't know that you had a son,
Yeah.
he was actually living angel.
Yes, yes, definitely. When he was alive, he was very special needs. He was highly special needs, and he couldn't talk, and he was non-communicable. He couldn't talk and he couldn't hear. So he did nothing, not a single sin. So yes, he was a living angel that went back to heaven, and now he's my angel to share with everybody. And but I love that painting because it shows me that my son is still around me, and I'm happy about it. So yes, so that is, thank you so much, Christina. That's a beautiful picture. So me and Dean were wondering, like, how do we get across the picture of the angel to how do we share a visual of the angel with all of you? And Christina was blessed with such beautiful gifts to be able to share the world as a communication piece on behalf of her guides and the angels. So if any of you would like for Christina to draw your painting, please contact her directly. Her phone number is up there. There will be, she's also offering her paintings at a promotional price, the same as us. But to know what the price is, you need to contact her directly. And she does individualized paintings. And you know what? These paintings can be legacy pieces for your family, for your children.
What I want to say is, I can do it in the distance. Also, I have Instagram because I've been doing it for 10 years. I mostly traveled. Sometimes I travel with a healer. So you actually can have healing and drawing at the same time if you want. And I just want to say my Instagram is Ross, which is my last name, ROSS_millennium. If you go on Instagram, you will see, because I posted many drawings there. You can see what to expect. Let's say Ross_millennium.
Perhaps you could do you have it on the chat so that they can
on the chat?
If you could put it on the chat for everybody to take note of. Yeah.
How do I write? How do I do that?
Okay, maybe I can write it out for everybody. Is how do you, what is it? Ross, is that correct? ROSS?
My last name ROSS.
Yes.
Underscore. You know, little line on the line, and millennium, 2L 2N.
Christina, do you have your phone on speaker?
Okay.
What?
Is your phone on speaker? Because it's really hard to hear you.
I don't know, but I'm in a desert, and if you can see the wind, it's crazy, and I think it does something with the signal. So I may be breaking up because of the wind.
Okay.
Ross_millennium, MILLENIUM. Is that correct?
Yeah. ROSS little line MI.
Yeah.
LL.
I put it out. Yeah. Is that the correct one? This is your Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a lot of pictures posted there, even from 10 years ago, because I used to do Gail Thackeray, Gail's Ranch readings then.
Yes.
So, and Arizona UFO shows I did, and I still have.
She froze.
Yeah, she froze. Does anybody have any question about the painting that Christina just did? If you have, you could check with us right now.
I have a question, Juliana. This is Francine about the arms that are reaching out toward
Wait,
the angel.
is that Francine talking?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So the arms that are reaching out towards the angel figure.
Mm-hmm.
What does that symbolize?
I would say it's the hands of a creator bringing the light down, because the hands had balls of light in them. It's basically they were passing on a ball of light. But because it's really hard to draw the light, so you know, I just it is more metaphorical, you know, as far as it's basically everything is metaphorical. Just because I see lots of energy formations and I just put them into images that I understand. So, but I did see a hands passing on the ball of light, and that's just, it's very, how to say, significant. So I did see that, the hands.
I see, thank you.
I drew it.
Perhaps I could make it a little bit clearer. What Christina did is amazing, and it's actually very, very accurate, her drawing. You have to understand that the way I work is I work with light. I'm an energy worker, but I'm also, that's the reason why I'm called a light worker, actually. I work with many, many angels. I work on many different levels of in the angelic domain. And in order to communicate with them, that's why I communicate with them more than I communicate with regular energies. And the reason why I communicate with the archangels is because I communicate with them at a much higher frequency and vibration than I do communicate with all the other energies. Energies meaning human souls that have passed. And the work that I do is from a much higher level, which is the level of the archangels. So they don't consider me as their messenger. They consider me as one of them. And that's one of the reasons why that painting. Dean, can you show us the painting again, please? And that's the reason why that particular painting has, this particular painting had this amount of light around. Now, when I work with, that's the reason why also why I work with crystals, also because the crystals, the energy of each crystal, the color of each crystal is what we work with. Each different color has a different healing ability. And whenever we work with energy, which is like what you see as orbs of light, is if you notice that whenever I work with any of you, in order to get into that state where I'm going to, before I transfer energy to each of you, I always move my hands in a circular movement. And while I'm doing that, that's what I taught Christina how to do, is that when I'm doing this circular movement of light, is actually generating the light like electricity in my hands, and they become balls of light, just color according to which of the angels are working with me. So if it's green healing light, it's Raphael, and immediately I transfer the light to you. So when this happens, it resonates around, not only around me, but around the entire space. And that explains why there's all these circles of light. Now, the creator who put his hands down, if you will know that we can't do work like on our own, we need to have the blessing and the permission for every single person we work with, for every single person we do. And so the creator is actually, this is an indication to everybody that the work we do is blessed and it's protected. And this is the reason why, one of the reasons why, when we do the work we do, we don't do it as a free agent, so to speak. We do it with the blessing of God. And from God comes our gifts, our energy. And that's how we work remotely. And that's how we are able to come up forward and work. If God does not give us the go ahead to do certain work, he will not give us the energy to work with. And so this symbol of two hands coming forward over the top of the head of the angelic being is an indication that our work is being blessed by God, is being approved by God. And when we are meant to go forward on a mission to reach out towards people, towards the world, all the people that's meant to be helped will be attracted to the light. And then will be attracted towards the light. Now, the definition of the hibiscus there, Christina, is actually, this is for, they got you to draw this to inform you that it was really them that was guiding you, because nobody knows this, but the definition of a hibiscus for me is pure love, not the rose, but the red hibiscus. And it's a very personal meaning, because the hibiscus was given to me once by somebody that I was emotionally involved with. And so that hibiscus, you know, stayed in my heart. So yeah. Now, you were saying that the glow from the heart, the resonate, as you can see, from the heart, that little, from the chest where the heart is, the glow is resonating outwards, is the color of blue or green. It resonates because blue is the color of a stone here, which I don't have here. There's a particular stone, I can't remember the name right now because I'm looking at the drawing, but it's what I call my angel radio. And that stone, that crystal carries a very high resonance, a very high vibration that allows us to connect clearer with the upper level of angels, which are the archangels and the principals and the thrones and everybody up there. And as I said, I'm really impressed with the picture of the gravel and the of the clear water, because as you know, for those of you who have worked with me, you know that I always ask you to have a drink of water, because water is life energy, is life source. And the gravel is that I wouldn't be sitting here, be able to talk to you if I myself have not gone through every single experience that each of you are going through right now. So life was and is a rocky road for me. And what really touches my heart right now is that my son is there and he has dark hair because he had black hair when he was here. And the reason why he's an angel is because I recently lost my son on the 30th of January. And it's been very recent. And I've always been asking for a sign to know whether he's still with me, because I can see for all of you, but I can't see for myself. And thank you, Christina, for reassuring me that he's still with me. I always call him my angel. If any of you have any questions, please ask now.
I just want to say that the angel resonates with me also because I was very close with my dad, and he passed away on New Year's Day back in 2019. So I don't know. I just wanted to share that. I relate to you a lot.
Yeah.
That they're always here with us, Juliana.
Yes, they're always here with us. But the important thing right now is that we are all here. We are all put here on this earth for a purpose, and we're all out there we are here to reach out to everybody who wishes to come to us. Now, those 3 balls up there, Christina, is also considered as orbs of light. but each of the orbs have got a different color because each of them, you know, angels comes to us, appear to us in many different forms. For me, I always see them in the true form, but for some of you who are just not prepared to see them in their full glory, in case you get frightened and you run out the door screaming, as some of my other cases have done, they will appear to you in the form that you are comfortable seeing. An example is that when I was a young girl growing up and I was just getting to know the angels, and I was afraid to see them because they would come to me like gigantic and big. And not only that, but there would be this sensation when they come. It's like the whole room would feel the sensation of their being. So what they did with me to train me to the point where I could see them in whole is whenever I'm alone, they would put rainbows on the wall, rainbow colors of light. And since that time, rainbows have always been their sign to me that they are around me. And every single birthday of mine, all I have to do is go out, look at the sky, the clouds will part, and the rainbows will be here. You don't believe how many beautiful pictures of rainbows I have taken. So yes, and yes. So thank you for sharing that. I'm sorry I didn't know who was speaking just now, because all what I have in front of me on my screen is the painting, beautiful, and I don't know who was speaking because I don't see anybody else. But yeah, thank you so much, Christina. I think I've been talking too much. So over to you, Dean.
Okay. So, yeah.
Dean, this is Christina's hour, right?
Yes. And so Christina's
Well,
going to be
I'm
doing
done, basically.
at 4 o'clock. What?
I'm basically done drawing unless there's more questions. So you can continue with your schedule if you like.
Okay, well, just telling everybody, Christina is going to be doing this every, I'm not sure, tell us when, are you going to do it on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, or just some of those days at 4 o'clock?
Oh, as far as schedule go, I'm not sure yet. I can after a certain hour. Yeah, like I can like around 3. Yeah, 3, 4. I can.
Okay, so we're going to schedule her to show up around 3 as often as she can on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays when we do this with Juliana and myself. And you'll be doing either, she also does readings using her gift of being able to see your spirit guides and what they're showing you. And he's also available privately to do drawings for you. And she's got a special offer going on right now. But I did post her phone number and Juliana's phone number and my phone number in the chat, which when I end this meeting, the text will disappear. But we will be posting a recording of the session that we did today. We have a Facebook page called Earth Expo, which has a on it, and this event is there. I'll post it there. And I may post it in a few other places. My personal page on Facebook. So if we didn't get to you yet, like Carolyn, I'm gonna unmute you.
Yes.
So Juliana and I can do a private session with you outside of this.
Okay, great.
And just before we close this down, copy our phone number so you can text us or
Okay.
other-
Um,
possibility is we'll be back on Thursday and on Saturday at the same time. And if you want to come, do it then.
Okay.
In the group. You know, I think it's fun to do it in the group, but sometimes it gets a little personal. So some people might want to do these things privately. And so it's up to you. And
Where can I copy your phone numbers or?
you see the chat? Are you on a phone?
It doesn't appear for me.
Okay, I'll just tell you my number.
Oh, no, found it. Thank you.
Okay, great. Yeah, so you can either come back on Thursday or Saturday and do it, and contact us.
Okay.
Call me or text me or Juliana, and we'll be happy to do a session for you. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
And then for people who want longer sessions, we do have like half price during the lockdown specials, and there, you know, you can call either one of us, any of us. Christina's also doing special deals right now. So if anybody would like that, just get in touch with us and we'll set that up. I'm gonna unmute everybody. So figure it out. There we go. I'm gonna unmute everybody that's didn't mute themselves. Usually after about 3 hours of this, I can barely anymore. Just going in and out of these different zones. But I'm going to stop talking because I'm not that coherent at the moment. I'd like to say anything before we go. Or if anybody else, I've unmuted everybody. Feel free to make comments or ask questions or whatever you like.
Well, I'd just like to say thank you to both of the hosts, Dean and Juliana, and Christina. Your work is magnificent, and I'd love to get in contact with you to find out how to have one done for me. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
So I'll look you up for your prices and stuff, and look forward to it.
Yeah, phone number's in the chat. So before I close.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and write her down right now.
What Christina does could be excellent gifts.
Oh yeah.
For your relatives. Just connect with her and tell her how to, and she'll explain to you how to do it. Photos or something or other, but she's extremely gifted.
Absolutely.
And I take my hat off to her. She's really good. And she's a beautiful soul.
4, 9.
So many nice words.
Francine, did we answer your question just now with the?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, I'm all done. Juliana, do you have anything to say, or do the angels have anything to say?
No, I'm pretty good, but I know that of this group, at least 2 or 3 of you, according to at least 2 of you, or maybe 3, according to the angels are saying that you will need to connect with us privately because there's a lot of follow-up that you're required to do. They're required to do with you. I'm not too sure who. I don't have any, but you would know it yourself. Okay. Yes, you're able to invite people to this webinar. If you have friends, invite them, share that, send them the link, or share the link with them on your Facebook, or just text them the link. Anytime you want your friends or your contacts to come and join us on this webinar, do so. Remember, there's no such thing as a coincidence. And if you're compelled to invite certain people that you know, then there is a reason why. So, Araceli, remember your mother. This whole
Yeah,
webinar is
definitely.
to connect to your mom. So, yeah. Francine, I really love the way you're looking. You're beautiful. I love the aura. It's so different. And each time I see you now, you're improving greatly.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So, Dean, are we saying arigato or are we saying adios?
Many people know what arigato means.
Huh?
People know what arigato means.
I know that a lot of them in this group don't want to say goodbye just yet because I know that they're hoping for their one time with us. Whom of you, all of you, who wants to stay on for a little bit more?
I'm like, I just got off work, so I can finally like zone in.
Yeah, I got to
What do you do for work? I'm just curious. We were talking about your work and stuff. What is your job?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Um,
Can I guess?
yeah.
Ooh.
You work for
What's
the
it-
government?
Do I work for the government?
Yeah.
Hello.
You look like a warrior of some. I mean, you are. I think we all are, but I just had a feeling like you do. I don't know. And the fact that you mentioned someone's living abroad, so I don't know. I had a hunch.
You're all like, are you CIA? No, just kidding. No, I actually just started working with a law firm, doing immigration, business immigration law. So I'm a caseworker, but I got my master's in social work. So I did a lot of like nonprofit work with mental health programs and stuff like that prior to this.
Nice.
So you're on your way now, law firm. Lots of money to be made there.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's a whole different avenue. That's what I was saying with the whole like year of growth and purge. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, when you put yourself in a space where it's constant negativity, you're bound to like let it seep in. And that's where I was. So last year I gifted myself a year of travel and like healing. So I told myself like, I'm just going to take some time off, get back to my roots and see like what's calling to me and what I want for my future. And when I came back and finally was like, okay, it's time to get back to work, I was like applying to different places, and that's the first one that just like it connected, it felt right. And then so far so good, but we'll see where it goes. It's completely out of my like element that I've had in the last few years, so we'll see. So that's what I was saying. I'm like close to government, I guess.
Trust me, if it's government, I think Dean would be busy editing a lot of stuff that we say here.
No, that was one of the things that was difficult when you work in like a mental health facility and with like where there's a lot of psychiatry and stuff, and they don't really always accept the idea of like natural healing or like spirituality as like one of the things that they talk about right away. So it was difficult to see people that are in pain or like just in need of healing and not being able to freely speak about things that are not really accepted in that kind of avenue or realm. So yeah, it was just not for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if after all ordeal, that system will begin to change somewhat. I mean, that would be nice if they were combining some kind of alternative healing possibilities, and that's you think
would be awesome.
It's ever gonna happen.
Things are
Carla?
changing.
Yeah. Carla, I
Yes.
see a little girl next to you.
Oh.
But right now she's just like very translucent, and she's sitting there and hugging you with your arm, but I'm not too sure when or how, but I know to get to that point, you will need Dean to help you, work with you on your ovaries and your tummy area.
Okay.
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 Yeah. You know, I really love seeing all of you here. You're all beautiful, beautiful faces. Yeah, but I guess now is the chit chat hour, right? So if there's anything, yeah, yeah. Well, the angels are saying that if there's no other communication for them, if there's nothing else that you would like to ask of them, then they will each, they will have to move on to a separate situation. So last chance, any communication? Any questions? Raphael has left, so which means that where health issues are concerned, okay, he said his piece, nothing else to say.
Just don't stick around for the chit chat part.
Yeah.
I had a question because I know that you mentioned my mom. Was there any like specifications that came about, like in what avenue outside of anxiety?
Who's question?
Oh, that was me.
Okay. Thank you, Kathleen. Yeah, there are specific messages for your mom, and if we connect to her directly, Dean will have to work on her head. He will have to work on her behind the neck.
Oh, it froze.
And also behind, and I do not know why, but behind and in front of the neck here. Dean will have to work on her, and at the same time also her tummy area.
Mm.
And apart from that, she has her relatives waiting to talk to her, meaning your grandma. So it's a whole separate session by itself.
Got it.
But this lady is waiting to come forward and talk to her. Yeah. And I think it's also, okay, hang on. How old is your mom? About 73 or 87 or something like that?
No, she's oh geez, you have me doing math. Hold on. She's 67. Sorry.
Yeah, 73, 87. Yeah, there's a 7 in both of them. Yeah. Who died when they were 87? Well, not a female. I think this was a male.
No one that I know of. My grandpa passed, but he was 91.
Well, you should check and see. Number 87 is significant and is connected to a person. And this is getting a little bit complicated, but apparently they have to get in contact with your mom for a certain reason. So I'm not too sure. I'm not going deep into detail with this.
Yeah.
There was one thing, yeah. Yeah. There's one thing though that, let me see, what else is there? No. The only angel that's left, oh, thank you, Kathleen.
The only angel that's left behind here now is Michael. Does any one of you have a question about feeling something with you, or seeing something with you, or feeling the sensation of being watched? Who? Sorry?
Archangel Michael.
Nobody? Nobody, Michael. All right. Dean, are you there?
Yes?
Is there another webinar coming on after this? Do you need the room?
No, you can stay on as long as you want.
Oh, okay. Anyway, yeah. Carla, if you want into more detail than that about the whole, all in terms of what you're questioning us about or questioning me about, then it's something that we will have to do in more detail. Like I have to get into your book. I have to everything, and it's going to take a lot more focus and attention than speaking in a public room.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So
I have a question.
yes.
Because I know when we were doing like the chakra work, or like the head and I forgot what you call it, the pinpoints or something. Like it brought up some emotions about past traumas. Is there other things I can do to kind of help like heal from them or like alleviate from them?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do. Right now your aura is not really settled because it's kind of turbulent because of everything that you are feeling. So what we suggest is that I'm sorry, I messed up in your question because I'm listening to them. Can you please repeat your question very quickly again, because they're telling me something?
Oh no, I was just asking, like, just because it brought up some emotions because of some old traumas that I have, like old and new traumas that have happened over the last few years. And like, if there's anything I can do to kind of help myself and like heal from those things and like move forward.
That's where me and Dean work together to pinpoint certain areas, and we will use the polarization technique together with my energy and Dean's energy, and we will work on you directly. But it's something like Victor, the one who was in the program much earlier, was talking. It took him like almost 3 sessions to go to heal from. And believe me, he went through a lot. And it was step-by-step process how we had to heal him. Now, in order to do the work on you, we have to look into your book. I got to find a thread to pull on when I'm with you to see what is causing all this trauma and everything. And if it's from a past life that is being repeated for you in this life, in terms of repayment because you hurt somebody or this or that, then it's something that, so it's a whole thing. If it's not just what we're doing here right now, but it's a more intensified approach. Okay.
It is. It's in your chart, Araceli. We can see.
Yeah.
That you've got trauma. That's why
Sorry, you're cutting out. You couldn't really hear.
You can see the trauma in your astrology chart. I've got it on my screen right now, and so it looks to me like it's not something to talk about in a group, but it's apparent that there's some trauma there, and that's affecting why you're choosing to have a boyfriend on the other side of the planet or something like that.
Okay.
It's almost as if you want to have a boyfriend, but you're afraid to have a boyfriend because you're going to get hurt. So it's like it's like you're in a tug of war with yourself.
Yeah, that's how it feels, like constantly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the points I was talking about, it's your stomach and your ovaries. And
Mhm.
like there are different types of emotions. Like the stomach, the basic emotion is hunger. It's like what the ingredients your body needs to maintain physical existence. That's what that chakra is about. And so it's also about staying alive and being secure and being safe and things like that. And then the other one, the pelvic center, where your hormones are, the ovaries are, that's the part of you that wants to make babies and, you know, the instincts to be touched. Like you're probably, you know, suffering from something, and we talked about it a little bit, but I, you know, don't want to go into a detail in a group, but whatever the trauma was, and there was a past life trauma that's recapitulating itself in this life. And so whatever the pattern is, it's, you know, it's having an effect. It's making you, you know, have to protect yourself, you might say. So anyway, so what we would end up doing is we would use some of those same points and more, because there's a lot of other points in your chart besides that one. But then we would have the angels come in and thoroughly, you know, clear out what's going on there. As Juliana said, they'd be looking in the book of your life. So they'd be able to see kind of what the whole story is. And it's different in every person's case, but you know,
Yeah.
that's what we would do.
Yeah. It's a step by step. And that applies to you too, Carla. It's the same principle of the kind of work that we would do with you.
Yeah, because
If you want.
I know past lives were mentioned. I think you had mentioned that also to me, Dean. I don't know if it's a that I mean, it kind of sucks.
Yeah, and yours is remains as a belief in your subconscious. So it's a belief you don't even know you have, probably, but that is up in your life.
What? There was a pause.
It's basically an unconscious belief that would show up outside of you.
Okay.
But it's just kind of that plays itself out over and over.
Sorry, the audio cut off again. It phases us out over and over again.
Okay, is this any better? I mean, I have to get really close.
Yeah.
Anyway, you have some unconscious beliefs concerning relationships, let's say, and it has to do with the endings of a relationship that didn't end well, that it was a betrayal or caused mistrust.
Right.
And it became an unconscious belief, so it became essentially like a computer program or a script that's in your subconscious. But it's a belief, actually, more than a script. It's a belief system.
Got it. Okay.
It's like it affects relationships. That's kind of like we all have things like this, and so just repeating patterns. They're just really beliefs that have to change, and they're located in your sacrum, in your heart, in your pelvis, and in the back of your head. Primarily those 4 places.
Okay.
There's some destructive words. There's like we would clear out your throat and neck. It's like destructive thought forms or destructive things that were said, like threats or something like that. Whatever it is, Juliana knows better. Like I can usually see the places where it is, but then she goes and looks there, and then she finds it, whatever it is in the life story. So
yeah,
kind of how it works.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So for all of you, any of you, sorry, who are not familiar with our pricing, we are giving the promotional price right now because of the pandemic, and we know how everybody has been impacted financially. If any of you want to reach out to us privately for private sessions, it would be $47 for me alone for 30 minutes, or an incremental $47 for every 30 minutes. And for both me and Dean, it would be $60. But if you want to work with Dean alone, how much would it be, Dean?
The same, 47.
47. But when Dean and me works together in the way that we have just explained to you, which is pretty impactful actually, then it becomes $60 per 30 minutes.
Okay. I'm curious because I'm so bad at remembering his name. You mentioned he went through three sessions. Is that on a case by case?
I'm sorry, what do you say?
I forgot his name. The one.
Victor?
Yes. You mentioned he went through 3 sessions.
Victor? Victor went through actually more than 3 actually, right, Dean? I'm not clear. I think,
Yeah.
what?
He's
What
gone through a
what?
lot
I'm
of
sorry?
sessions. He's gone through several sessions. I don't know how many.
Yeah. But yeah. But for him, it's a different situation because his is not a clear-cut situation. He was a victim of when we first, he had 3 knives in his back, and we had to do surgical removal. And then to top it off, he was being haunted by an energy that was related to somebody he knew in the apartment that he stayed in. And that brought him all the way down. What? Sorry, Dean?
I just said a ghost, basically. Someone who lived there before that didn't want to leave the planet.
Exactly.
Still
She
lived.
died. She died tragically, and from illness, a very long illness. But her partner was still around, and she didn't want to leave him, and she was actually hanging around waiting to bring her partner with her. And then Victor happened to be in that apartment, and she used him as a form of spiritual blackmail by impacting him to the point where at some point he wanted to take his own life. He had no hope. His body was just flat. The energy was just flat. And he was, you saw him and he had a beautiful smile. But at the time when we were helping him and he was reaching out to us for help, he was literally crying every day. So he was a 360-degree turnaround, and the angels helped him a lot. And the angels guided me and Dean as to how to help him. So he is now doing so well, and he's so happy. I think the time that it took us to help him was over a period of 2 weeks, was it, Dean?
I'd say
2 weeks. But I'm not saying that we helped him every single day of that week, because our energy was also
Yeah.
So and he was, the way you saw him just now is the exact opposite of how he was when we were helping him. And it got so bad that at one point, in order to wake him up, to the shock of both Dean and me, and it came out from my mouth, is that Michael shouted at him and commanded him to take control and not to, it was really harsh. His healing was really tough, but he made it. He went through every single step. He followed every single instruction, and he's very happy for it. And now from not having any opportunities, he's seeing the beauty of the world, and he's everywhere he goes, he sees opportunities coming forward for him. And he was saying, you know, he had nothing. And he was asking Gabriel, like, how am I supposed to move forward in my life? I don't have anything. I don't have my own place. I don't have a job. I don't have anything. And Gabriel assured him, do what we tell you to do. And when everything is healed with you and your energy is positive, Gabriel will start opening little doors for him to grant him, you know, to give him little stepping stones to move forward. And true enough, the day after I removed the ghost, as what Dean calls her, and I guided her through the door to go to the other side. And the day that we cleaned up his apartment for him, and the next day he went on a 5-mile walk. And on the way back, he had two options to take, two roads to turn into. And for some reason, he wanted to turn into a specific road that he had never taken before. And on that road, he went past a guitar shop, a small musical shop, very, very indiscreet, very simple, very modest shop. But when he went in, the first thing that the person in the shop was asking him, do you sing? And he sang. He sang for that person, and that person accompanied him on the guitar. And that turned into a beautiful budding professional relationship, because now that guy wants him, the owner of the shop, wants him to keep going back so that they can play music together. And that has boosted his confidence so much. And now he's taking coaching classes. He is working with Dean for Kabbalah classes. He's got so much self-confidence and motivation to move forward. And that's why he was asked by Gabriel and Michael to come forward today to tell his story. Because his healing could have taken a much longer time, but it depends on how you work with the angels. And if you work with faith and confidence, and don't, you know, it's like, if you work with faith and confidence, you can see miracles happen. And his biggest heartbreak was the fact that his daughter wouldn't talk to him, just canceled him out of her life. And he went back to Buenos Aires for her, and she wouldn't talk to him. She was very hostile. And so Gabriel, and he kept on pleading for a miracle to get her to talk to him again. And Gabriel promised him, heal first and I will take care of the rest later. And that's why I was shocked, because I heard for the first time, the same as all of you, that when Victor said that his daughter contacted him yesterday, he didn't reach out to her, she contacted him. So miracles happen when you work with archangels, but you must have the faith and you must have the belief that they are here working for you on your behalf. And on the exact alternative, on the reverse, and I think Dean might know about this, but there was a lady that appeared on the program about 3 webinars ago. Her name was Myra, M-A-Y-R-A. And she's the one, I do not know if any of you were there, but she's the one when I was talking to her. And I saw a two-faced entity behind her. That two-faced entity is also known as the Grim Reaper. And I guess it's her, you see, everybody have different beliefs. And she was also, she let ambition guide her. She wanted power, and she wanted to have the abilities to work with people spiritually. But in so doing, I do not know how much I can tell you without, but anyway, so in so doing, she actually exchanged her soul for it. And it was quite a big mess after that, because she wanted me to help her release her contract with this two-faced entity, whom I shall call GR. It's a Grim Reaper in itself. and it's also known by another name in the Mexican, in the Spanish, I think. It's called what again, Dean? Santa, what?
Santa Maria.
Muerte.
Yeah, that's right.
that is.
So, yeah, she was pleading
was
and
like-
pleading with me to release her, from this contract with GR. And I did not, as I told Dean, it was too complicated, it was too big, and I did not want to mess with it because it's a belief that all of, apparently is a big belief for this, for GR is a big belief in the Mexican or Spanish community that this entity is a significant part of the belief. And so I didn't want to insult anybody. And if she willingly wanted to go to hers, then fine, you know, I've got nothing to do with it. But she kept coming to me. And at some point, I kind of felt that something is not right with this picture. So, but I got pulled into it anyway because I didn't go to GR. GR came to me and I was ambushed by GR one night. And it became, huh?
When you say GR,
Yeah. I told you who GR is. Grim Reaper.
Grim Reaper. Okay. I just
Yeah.
wanted to hear it so that everybody could hear what you're talking about.
And GR is by no means a deity. Trust me. There can be nothing but, because a deity would not exchange your soul for power to give you. So my sincere apologies if I'm offending everybody here, but anybody here who believes in that, in GR. But GR came to me because I was thinking of helping her, and because I highlighted to her the situation about GR and everything. And there was a huge battle that happened between us, me, the archangels, my other guide who is Shiva, who's Shiva the Destroyer. It was a huge, huge battle. And GR has a whole army of stick figures, black stick figures that comes out to help her or it whenever we go into battle. And I was injured in that battle, but not badly. And it was the day before one of our webinars. And when I did come on to the webinar the next day, I was really zonked out because I was still recovering from energetically, I was still recovering from the battle. Now, Dean and me were thinking, the thought came to us both at the same time, and I think it came from one of the angels, that she could perhaps be a decoy put into our meeting to distract us, to bring us down, to bring the purpose of this meeting down, or whatever. Huh? Sorry?
The word I thought of was bait.
Bait. Yeah. So, but unbeknown to Mayra, whatever her name is that I had already gone into battle with GR, and we had captured her. And on top of that, her army of stick figures, we destroyed 80% of them. It was a major battle. It was like fighting Lucifer, but maybe Lucifer would be many more levels up. Now, at the point when GR came forward to me spiritually, there also appeared a huge snake, like a snake that would swallow a house just by opening its mouth. And this snake is what I don't like calling snake. So my code name for snake with Dean for this particular snake is called Red Eyes, because when it opened its eyes, it was red. It was glaring red. Like you know, at the top corner of your page, there is this word leave, to leave the Zoom, and it's white on red, that red. And it was glowing red. And it was moving forward in water. It was like a cross between an anaconda and a python, and it was gigantic. And it was pure evil. And it kept moving forward to me. And that was the time I was dealing with GR. So those were very tense moments. And the minute I started battling GR, the snake stopped. It just stopped and it sunk its head, the whole body into the water. except for the eyes which peeked out. And it was battle station all the way. And Dean, we had to send him a few angels to protect him too. But now, today, while we were doing, and I did all this without Mayor's knowledge. And she wanted me to go to her place, not just Zoom, but she wanted me to enter her property, which had all the had all of GR statues and pictures there. She also had archangels. She also had Hindu gods there and everything. It was a whole situation there. And even through the Zoom, I could feel the energy coming out. It was not good. So I was trying to delay going over there, but my heart went out to her because she's got a beautiful, cute little boy that was 8 years old. And I was hoping that, because I had my suspicion about Mayra. She even tattooed skulls and GR on her face. And for some reason, usually they were, because every situation that I enter into with anybody, I have to get the permission from the archangels. And if you're supposed to be a person that we are supposed to help, they will shove me forward to you, and in order to do the job. But with Mayra, they were holding me back. Michael was holding me back, and he said, no matter what you do not step foot in her place. So I felt it was rude for me to just go for it and tell her no. But she doesn't realize that I've already taken GR out and I've already battled her. But what I didn't like was GR was saying, if you want to take my soul away from me, then you have to, then I want a soul for a soul. So if I'm going to release Mayra from her, then GR is going to look for another soul to replace Mayra. And in this case would be her son. And for that reason, I kind of dangled along the way, and I didn't give her a definitive yes that I would help her or go to her place. But instead, I quoted her my actual price, my undiscounted prices for helping her, and she was not happy about that. Today, while we were doing the webinar, she sent me a message on the text, which kind of confirmed my suspicion that she was a bait and a decoy. Because when I wouldn't help her, when I wouldn't confirm to help her, she sent me a message to say that I'm a fake, basically, and that I am here to take advantage of people's fears and whatever, you know. I would read it to you, but it's like a little bit messed up. But I sent a copy of that text to Dean, so he knows. And a person who really, you know, what this tells me is that she's beyond help. And what this also tells me is that we have to be very careful who appears on our Zoom. And this is the reason why me and Dean have revised the policy that when you're on our program, we need to see a video. We need to see a video of you so that we can connect with each of your energies. It's not that we're trying to be intrusive, but it is for the sake, for the protection of everybody else who's in here. Because whenever there's light, there's also dark. And what her Mayra's actual purpose is, we don't know. Oh, but she also ended her text by saying that she was very cryptic, and she said that, may you suffer the karma of, I do not know what, of your actions or something like that. So it shook me for a while just now. That's why I was a little bit distracted. But then in my heart, I'm thinking, why should I be distracted? This is a person that's already assigned her soul over to somebody else, to something else. And she was just being very deceptive in her communication with me, in her purpose of communicating with me. And this is something that goes way higher up. It's not for me to handle, it's for God. And what I'm saying is that this program that we are on, this journey that we're on together, has a definitive purpose of basically healing and protecting. And that you have to come to us with the right frame of mind and the right intentions of wanting to be healed in order for the angels to work with you. If there should be any negative intention in your heart of any sort, they will stay away from you if they believe that it cannot be fixed. In Mara's case, she was not forced to be a part of GR's group. She willingly went and searched for her. So that is very different. And to understand and to recognize what is good and what is bad, the angels would never force you to sign your soul over to them or to God, because, because that is what that they would never take over your free will. And to sign over a soul to them, that's totally ridiculous. But the devil, on the other hand, who comes in many forms, many shapes, many appearances, he will do whatever he can to take away the light from God. And each of us are being of light. So if we give way to temptation, we give way to our ambition, our greed, then you're just out there waiting to be picked up by the devil, who will come forward to you in many forms and disguises. So our purpose here for being here with all of you is to spread the light, is to resonate with all of you on a much higher frequency. If you can't speak to the angels yourself because of their frequency or your ability, then they are coming here to you. It's like if Muhammad cannot go to the mountain will come to Muhammad. And that's basically what we're doing over here. We're coming to you, each and every individual one of you, which also explains why the painting that you saw just now had hands coming downwards to earth to deliver the light. And trust me, this particular light that we're talking about, as you saw in the painting, all gold, is a light that you want to guide you back home when you're ready to go back home, not the dark. So this is a message from us to you, because they came back and they wanted me to tell stories. Do you have any questions?
Does anybody have any response to what Juliana just told you? That was a pretty heavy duty story.
Yeah, that was pretty powerful. I definitely am a believer in our archangels to validate that protection. And that it can come in all, or that darkness can come in all forms. So it's important to be mindful of that, and either we pray more or meditate more, or do the healing on ourselves.
Yeah. So, yeah, don't give in to depression. Don't give in to hate. Don't give in to greed, anger, envy, jealousy. All these are emotions that will feed the negative side, meaning the devil. Devil and demons are two separate things. Demons are the devil's army. The devil is Lucifer. Yeah, I'm saying it out loud. I'm sorry, I'm saying it out loud. But you can't be afraid of Lucifer, because the more you're afraid of him, the closer he comes to you. That snake, Red Eyes, is still there, but he's been pushed back at least 20 feet, which is a good thing for us. But we are on alert, and the minute it starts moving forward again, then it's battle stations again. But except that this battle is going to be the battle of a century. And that's why I'm saying that the battle is not only in heaven, but it's also here on earth. It's been brought down to earth on a very, very ground level, on very ground level. And Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, all the archangels, Metatron, every single archangel is already on alert right now, because all the situations that's happening to us, the pandemic and everything, the virus, they are all indications of how far the battle between good and evil is moving forward. The coronavirus, yeah, is something that the coronavirus is not natural, and the intent to spread, to create, and to spread the coronavirus, that in itself raises a big question mark over the people who have that intent, who have that malicious intent to not even bother about human life. So that, and to create panic, to create suicides, to create fear, anxiety. And that's why you need to always be on your guard, to stand on your guard, to stay close to the faith. This may be a Zoom webinar for maybe 10, 11 right now, but the ripples, as what you saw in the painting, the ripples of light doesn't stay in one place. It resonates outwards like ripples. And receive the light, spread the light, infect people with light. You don't need to worry about the virus. The virus will come and go. It all depends on the people. The more we fear the virus, the more of the virus is going to go out to everybody, because the virus is what controls people. It's what creates fear. And the big question mark, which I don't know I'm allowed to say here, is that how far up a person who can, the source of the virus must be in very high authority. So you have to question yourself. You know, if a person of power is able to release the virus, then you have to question yourself which direction, what more is there to be concerned about. But you have to stay strong in your own power, and you have to believe. You don't believe in a man, you have to believe. Right now the battle has gone up to the angels, to God, to the spiritual level. And if you don't support them, if you don't believe them, there's very little that they can help you with, because you shut the door on them. You know, so yeah, that's what I would say. Now, to be a light worker, what is it like to be a light worker? To work with all this is that a light worker is not built, it's not created from birth. It's what,
Okay.
yeah, it's how, it's
Okay.
what. Who is that?
Optimus.
Optimus.
A light worker is built, is trained. It's like, you know, the seeing eye dogs, you have to go through a certain process from puppyhood to determine who has the right attitude and everything before the final selection of which is the right puppy to be trained that has the right aptitude to be a seeing eye dog. And then they go through a whole process of training. Well, that's very much like, I'm sorry, I'm not equating myself to a puppy, but I love puppies. So they are, you know, it's a whole lifetime process before you become a light worker, before you can call yourself a light worker, before Michael tells you that you are a light worker. And that's how I knew that I was a light worker, because Michael told me that. So the gravel that you see in the painting, that reflects my life for sure. Because in order to relate to all of you, I have to relate to it myself first. And I have to learn how to overcome these situations in order to tell you that there's hope over the mountain.
I like that.
What? Sorry?
No, I enjoyed that. Yeah.
Good.
That there's hope over the mountain.
Oh, yeah. The mountain is only an optical illusion. The mountain is placed there by you. The obstacles is you telling yourself, I can't climb that mountain. And you give yourself all kinds of reasons why you can't climb it.
Yeah. I have a question. What about synchronicities or dreams? Or if you see sequencing numbers? This has been happening to me a lot lately.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
When you see numbers that are synchronized, like 111 or or 555 or 444, something like this. It means that spirit is trying to reach out to you and communicate with you. I'm not talking about regular energies. I'm talking about divinity. I'm talking about angels, and it doesn't have to refer to just archangels. It could be your guides, your spiritual guides, your angelic guides, you know, all that. So usually they try to reach out to you from synchronicity to other stuff like, pardon my pronunciation. I didn't come from America. I was from Singapore. But
I had problems with that word too.
but there will also be other indications. So you like white butterflies, like doves, white birds, or hummingbirds, you know, stuff like that. It means that something, or white feathers, something, or you see a coin, a copper coin on the floor, a penny. All these are indications that the angelic realm is trying to reach out to you and to communicate with you with a message, with a purpose, to lift you up or something like that. I don't know how to put pictures on Zoom, but maybe the next Zoom session, I will pass Dean some of my photos of the rainbows, and maybe he can show, you know, because usually I get double rainbows and I get them all the way down to the ground. But that, you see, angelic beings have a way of communicating with each of us. And usually whenever they communicate with us, it's in a very positive way.
Awesome.
Where dreams are concerned, if you wake up with a residual feeling like, you know, as if like the dream still stays with you, you can remember all the moments, all the clips of that dream, and you have that feeling as if like you're still part of that dream, then that dream was not a dream, that was a visitation. And if you feel, and then when in your dream you see yourself flying, flying not as a bird, as yourself, you see yourself flying like Superman over the tops of roofs, over trees, that means that you are a spiritual being, meaning that you do have gifts. You're either a clairvoyant or, you know, there are different significances, but it usually means that you have gifts that you have to train yourself in.
Okay. Thank you
Now,
for
yeah, you're welcome. Another thing that people should, that I would like to share with all of you too, is that when some people will be born with gifts, and those gifts are bestowed on you by God for a higher purpose. But if along the way throughout life, you fall into temptation and greed and ambition, and your soul turns dark, then those gifts will be removed from you, because you'll be abusing the right of those gifts to hurt people and to, you know, for self-gain. Now, the minute you lose those gifts, that yearning is like, what happened? How come this morning I woke up and I can't feel anything? I can't see anything. Just that thought alone and that yearn will draw the devil to you, who will in turn throw out the carrot to you, like, because somehow along the way you're saying, what did I do wrong? I want my gifts back because I feel incomplete with it. Just saying I want my gifts back gives permission to the devil to step into your life and to give you back your gifts, or give you a new set of gifts, but it comes at a very high price, because you already have all those negative feelings in you. So there's a very high tendency that you will turn dark.
Can I ask you, when you're talking about dreams, what if you're running? Because I don't know if that's has to do with my past life, but there's dreams where, well, when I remember my dreams, like I'm running from something or jumping or trying to get away from something.
So you're running away or you're running to. That's a big difference.
Or I'm running and I'm hopping fences to get away from whatever's after me, or
you're trying to run away from your fear.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a symbol.
Yeah. But I always wonder, like, because I was told, like, with my past life, you know, there was a connection with that.
We try, unless very necessary, we try not to mess with your past lives. We try not to get into your past lives, because
Yeah.
if we involve ourselves too much into it, we send a ripple that could affect you in this life. We cannot change anything in your past life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question also in the theme of dreams and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I know, well, I think it kind of runs in my family. Like we all kind of have these dreams where they're very vivid, and usually it's like symbolic to like what's going on in the universe right now. But like specifically for me in my dreams, I always have like full-on conversations with people where it almost feels like we were there in person. And usually if they appear in my dreams, it's like I find the need to reach out to them. And when I do, it's because something bad happened, or like there's been some sort of weird situation where like that connection needed to happen. Like, I don't know if that.
Reason why you're such a sensitive soul is because you are spiritual, but you block yourself to it because of your human emotions. And you have the gift of prophecy, but you're not using it. And I know, because I am actually an oracle. I am a seer. And what that means is, this is the reason why I can, you know, like calamities, I see situations happening, but I have to be selective about the timing of when I reveal them, because there are certain things that cannot be changed. Otherwise, it will upset the balance. You have a hint of that in you, but at this moment in your life, you're too unsettled with your emotions, with your feelings, in order for you to tap into it. That's number one. Number two is that you do astral travel, you do spiritual travel often. Whatever it is that you don't confront, that you're afraid to confront when in your waking moments, you travel in your dreams to find answers. But be careful, because if you travel too far, and if you travel too far into unknown places, you might not come back. So you need to stabilize your feelings.
Yeah, because what I find happens is like, and I don't know if anybody else experiences this, but like I'll dream, and usually like if I find myself waking up from the dream,
yeah,
and I'm not ready to leave the dream, I'll like make myself fall back asleep, and then I just like hop back in where I left off. I guess that's how I see it when like if I'm in the middle of a conversation, or like there's something I want to see, and then I just kind of like I start stirring or get unsettled, and then I'm just like, no, stay. Like,
yeah, because that's indication that you astral travel a lot, because when I say astral travel, meaning that you have the ability to define or to separate to manage both your spiritual being with your human. I don't know how it's like a lot of people, they mash both up, but you're able to control, to separate. Yeah.
Is there like, if you did want to start kind of like honing those gifts or anything like that, like
you need a mentor, you need somebody to train you at this particular stage in your life, because right now your things are very unstable.
Yeah. That was one of the things that was resonating with me with what you were saying earlier, as far as like, I think with like how we mentioned earlier, there's traumas and things like that. I think with that came a very dark time where there was a lot of like negative coping mechanisms, or like, and actually I talk often with my mom, but we were talking about that because my niece also kind of shows signs that she's like very sensitive to certain things and like emotions or I don't know, just energies. And we were talking about how like as life goes on, especially in those dark times, like you don't feel it anymore. Like you don't maybe feel as like in tune is more like it. And so along with that, like even with the dreams, like there's times that I felt just like I would be going about my day and all of a sudden I would just, someone would pop into my head and I'd be like, ooh, I need to reach out to this person. And I would reach out to them. And usually it was like something was bad was happening. Like my cousin.
Premonition, prophecy. If there were going to be, if you go across certain places or you go to, depending on your level of development, but if you go to certain places or do certain things, or if you go past certain places, without realizing it, you will get a feeling that something is going to happen here. You know?
Yeah, like
yeah.
or...
Yeah, it's like a trigger point. There are trigger points, but right now your gift is running rampant. It's like a fire that's burning, but it's getting out of control. You can't control it because you don't know how to use a fire extinguisher. Not that I'm asking you to put out those gifts, but you need to learn how to develop it, to hone it in the right direction. In order to do that, you need to fix your life. This is the reason why most light workers, I'm sure there are more out there than me, but most light workers come out of the closet, so to speak, when they're in their sunset years. Yes, I am going to be 60 next month. So my life is more or less, I've gone through all the relationship issues, gone through kids issues, and it's been quite a ride. It's been quite a roller coaster. So I've learned from all those. And the challenge is being able to identify the positive lessons from each negative lesson. And you may not realize this, but every time you go through a negative situation, you are being tested. And God wouldn't test you if he didn't have faith in you. So every time you come out of a negative situation and you come out victorious, it's just one notch up the ladder for you. And you keep climbing up the ladder until the air becomes clearer up there. It's called the elite club.
That's what I was saying earlier. I'm like, I feel like I'm being tested constantly. Like, well, especially before the pandemic, it was like every week something was happening. I'm like, okay, these feel like tests, but at least give me like a week break, please, because it's a little tough.
Thing, being tested, because they have faith in you, and if they didn't have faith in you, they wouldn't try to test you. They would just move on to the next person. You gotta be ripe for them to test you. Okay.
Juliana, I had a question kind of along that line. And I was interested to hear your feelings. Sacred agreements, so that a soul before coming in to life is making.
You're breaking up halfway. I can't really understand what you're saying.
Okay. Let me try. Let me see. Lift up my volume if I can, and then if that will help. Can you hear me any better now?
Yeah, but
okay.
I think slower so that your voice doesn't break up.
Talk lower?
No, talk slower.
Oh, okay. Okay. So along the lines of what we're just talking about, the trials and so forth that people go through in life, I was interested in hearing your thoughts on the theory of sacred agreement, so that the soul is making some choices about whom we're going to be involved with and some of the trials and tribulations that we're going to undergo. So we're making some choices before coming into this life.
You are referring to the master blueprint. So basically what happens is that after our life is done, we go back. And that's why your book is so important, because it captures everything that you say, you do, you think, your actions, your thoughts, your deeds, your words. And then this is brought forward to God, we go to a separate hall, which basically is where your book is unfolded together with the blueprint that you were born with. And there they examine what is it that is lacking from this blueprint? Or rather, bye, Carla.
Bye.
Bye. Take care. Okay, so they examine. Bye. Thanks. So they examine. So it's being compared. What is in your book and what's in your blueprint? What have you missed out on that you were supposed to have done in this lifetime? And when, and so there is this major discussion going on between all the relevant divine beings and you. And then finally, it's your choice whether you want to go straight back in to cover up what you have missed, or you want to take a rest and be in what I call nirvana, to rest your soul before you connect again, before you can come back down for another trip. Now, nirvana is a very special word for me, because it's like you keep on, the reason why we refer to some people as old souls is because for this very reason, they have to keep on coming back over and over again to fulfill what they did not fulfill in the past lifetime. And it's to decide that, to create a new blueprint, is a discussion between you and the heavenly being that has been assigned to work with you on this. And so you determine on that blueprint how you want to live your life. Example, if you have lived a life of indulgence in your previous lifetime, but you never did anything with that indulgence, you didn't help anybody, you did not fulfill, you did not do anything constructive with your time or your money in a positive way to reach out to other people, it only made you more selfish, more greedy, then perhaps in this lifetime, you're going to say, okay, I don't want money, I'm just happy with just living an ordinary life. I want to have one marriage or whatever, you know. And so you create your blueprint, you build it up based on the fact that you want to lighten your load from what you did not achieve, fulfill in your in your previous lifetime. And you keep on doing it this way over and over and over until finally you have a clean plate. And then comes the decision whether you want to keep on coming back, or you will be given that option to stay back, forget about making any more trips, but instead take a different role as being a guardian or a guide to somebody here on earth. What trips us up along the way is free will. Because if you exercise free will, like you write in your blueprint, okay, I don't want to have a big home, and I just want to have a modest home, a comfortable life. But instead, you go out and marry, you have two options of the husband that you're really supposed to have, but the husband that is a temptation for you, which is a man who's got $1 million in his bank account. So you use your free will to fall into temptation to choose him instead. And so that steps you back maybe 2 lifetimes. And then that's something that you have to recover for the next lifetime. And so this process keeps on going over and over and over until you are fully redeemed, in the sense that your soul is fully cleansed and you've paid your debt.
Okay.
It's more complicated than that, but I'm trying to summarize it to you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because if you're thinking from, the rational mind as opposed to kind of a spiritual understanding, you begin to wonder, it would be very difficult from a rational mind to choose, like some people go through some horrible things in their life, and to actually at some point, choose to have that happen is a little bit difficult to understand from a rational standpoint.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about free will too, but it's also about standing up to all the negative stuff that comes out of Pandora's box. And I think Dean, bye Kathleen. Nice having you here. But I think Dean is also one perfect example that in order for him not to sin in this lifetime, he's basically written a blueprint that says that he's a traveler, and he's in this spiritual situation, he's a spiritual being, basically, because he has traveled through life quite a bit. Yeah. If there are no more questions, did I answer all your questions?
Yes, thank you.
Great.
Can I ask you in regards to that? So say, you know, you have predictions that, you know, maybe you're going to have kids in this lifetime. Can you make choices in your life where, you know, that doesn't happen?
Yeah, and that's why it's called free will.
Okay.
But what choices you do not make in this life that you by using free will to circumvent the original path that you're supposed to be on, you will have to repay it for the next lifetime, because the reason why you're on this path to have 3 kids is possibly because you owe a debt to somebody in your past lifetimes that you owe a debt to, and maybe that person is coming back as one of your kids. So every single change, no matter how tiny you make it this lifetime, is going to affect you for future lifetimes, because it creates a ripple. It changes your direction. It changes. And that's why a lot of people ask, why did this relationship end? It seemed to be so perfect. It's because that person was not meant for you. And just by choosing him instead of the other person who's right for you means that you have possibly destroyed some other woman that's supposed to be with him. Some other
Okay,
life.
just like choosing the wrong mate, right? Like I could have chose that guy, but I went with that guy, and that will change your whole destiny. Correct? Yeah. Okay, because
Yes,
it's all free will.
Yes, it's very, very fragile.
Okay. Yeah, because I was told by a couple psychics many years ago I was going to have kids, and I never had kids. So I was always thinking, did I go down a different route to where that didn't happen, or, you know, so yeah.
Now okay.
But I work with kids, so that's enough.
Our route in life, our path is not just one path. This is our main path, but there will always be options for you to choose, because God will never take away your free will.
Okay. But then that'll change your destiny for sure. Okay.
Yeah, but if you choose the wrong path, then that path is going to come to a dead end.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
you've got to backtrack and keep backtracking and wasting time until you find the right path.
Yeah, I need to start making the right path choices. So okay.
Yeah.
Especially in relationships. I feel like I waste time.
Gabriel is standing there and doing this to me. He's saying, bravo, bravo.
Now just do it. It's in the head. I just need to do it. It's the red flags you got to listen to and run from.
Yeah. Well, Dean is having his dinner right now because I can feel it. So it's possible. It's also, I think, time for me to go, because I've been here from 2 o'clock to 6:22, which is a record for me. So I need to have to. So hopefully I'll see all of you in the next webinar, and hopefully we'll have more positive stories to tell in the future. But, you know, in the meantime, I would like to wish all of you well. Stay healthy, stay well, and stay safe.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, his mouth is chewing. His mouth is moving. He was eating. He was having his dinner. I was correct.
No, I'm just having a snack, actually.
Yeah, right.
By the way, there's a rule on our Zoom, which is you can eat during the
Okay.
entire life on these things. If I couldn't eat during Zooms, I couldn't eat, period.
Hey, Dean, can I ask you a question? On Monday and Wednesdays, you have another lady that participates, or?
Yeah, we're going to have a full schedule pretty soon. We've got a lot of people.
Oh, that are they all gonna? Okay, because I noticed her. It was on Facebook today. So.
Yeah, just like we added Christina today, she has, her webinar is now the 4 o'clock webinar.
Is that on Monday and Wednesday?
Yeah, that's Maisha. She has Monday, Wednesday, Saturday at noon.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You can go to newearthevents.com and you can see the whole schedule there.
Can anyone go? Because I noticed there was only one person that was in there with you. Is it?
Yeah, she's just getting started and we haven't done a lot of promotion for it yet. She's just
Okay, so, okay.
into it, but
But that's at 4 o'clock tomorrow?
no, that's at noon.
Oh, it's at noon. Okay. It'll be
Yeah.
at noon every, okay, you said 4 o'clock. Is that a different,
What?
you said 4 o'clock?
No, that's Christina.
Okay,
Thursday, Saturday at 4. Maisha, we're adding new people every week now. So she's at noon. Just go to New Earth Events.
okay,
You'll just see the schedule there.
okay. I wanted to check that out.
Dark and complicated.
All right. Thanks.
And then
Okay.
I don't know when I'll ever eat, but I'll just eat.
You can
during-
eat now.
Anybody want some pistachios? I got some here.
I knew you were eating nuts. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
To the next session. Bye.
Bye-bye.